Okay.
50.
It's stream time. Time to get odd. Looks like the apocalypse where I live because of all the fires. There's like orange light everywhere.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like I'm in like a Mad Max movie. Yeah, there's a fire up in Canada. Well, there's a fire down in California, but I don't think that matters because the winds wouldn't blow that here. But there's a big fire up in Canada, and it's like a little smoky here because of it. Fitz has been strangely quiet. Are you muted, Fitz?
Possibly.
it's been. Usually it's.
Yeah, it's a little strange, huh?
There's no
Probably
chaos.
He's probably stunned like I am going through the Gucci website wondering why anybody would pay $2,250 for Gucci Adidas booty shorts.
Because it's Gucci.
Your priorities have to be right.
It sounds like
Obviously,
you
you're
just
not
get with it,
Gucci gang material.
Yeah. Hey, can we charge this to your PayPal account, Lou?
Peasants. What, my PayPal account? No.
Yeah.
I'm a DM. DMs are above stuff like Gucci. We're the storytellers. We don't take part.
Ooh, you can get a Gucci garden too.
Oh, Gucci garden.
What does that entail? I'm done here.
I'm worried Fitz may have actually died. He died
He's
in his
out of reach.
career. He might be
Or he's
AFK or
big.
something.
Probably.
What's wrong with people?
What's a Gucci garden?
Click the link and enjoy.
Do I want to
This-
click
this-
this link?
There's archetypes and
Discord's
everything.
Discord's giving me a final out. All right, Discord, I'm gonna go. I'll click you up. Let's take this journey. What is this?
What?
Cookies. What have you sent me to?
The
Jeez.
Gucci Garden Control Room on the 100th anniversary of the founding of Gucci.
Why is there an eyeball? What? Is this like an interactive video game? Why? What is going on?
Exactly.
Where have you brought me?
To the Gucci Garden, my friend.
All right,
The
no,
Gucci Garden.
no, I'm not going in here. This is weird. All right, let's just get to it. All right, so Fitz would be scribe this week. Are you there, Fitz? He still might be AFK. Well, Deska was previous scribe.
Yep.
Let's see, Nathaniel. Oh, we're gonna skip Nathaniel. So Lazarus would be scribe next week. Let's give Fitz a moment and see if he just stepped out for a sec. I'm assuming he did.
Oh. He's typing in the Roll20 chat.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's in a work call.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm bad at looking at the Roll20 chat outside of the game.
Should I make reservations for everybody at the Gucci table?
I will not go.
Italy.
Sorry.
in Italy for dinner.
Oh,
Our
is that
teachers are.
so? Wait,
If you're
is Gucci
paying-
like an actual Italian thing? I have
Yes.
no
It's
idea. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was just some like weird American brand. All right,
Here we go. So let's see.
now I feel like I have to look into this more. What Gucci is, educate myself. Anyway, all right. So Fitz,
A dinner roll is 30 euros.
it's not like $50. Holy crap!
Okay, focus.
For the
Focus.
name.
Focus.
Man, those Gucci guys don't mess around. All right, yeah. So Fitz is going to take notes. It's supposed to randomize. Why is it repeating the song it just did? Anyway, all right. So Fitz is taking notes. Deska, do you want to give us a quick recap of last time?
Yeah. So the group went back to the library, did a little bit more investigation while we had the time for the surviving Knowles and co. to search for food. And we found some more stuff that we didn't come across before. Found a spell book, a ton of components and such. After which we headed back to meet up with the Knowles, but we on the way back we spot that some of the Knowles were dead. That we were going to escort out of the premises. So we decided to wait some time for the rest of the Knowles to gather up, and while we were waiting, we heard noises, and the noises turned out to be drow, and a fight ensued, which midway through the fight, we run into a new individual named Resin, who, from what we've gathered, actually, Deska doesn't know this, but as a group, was captured by the drow and managed to break free. After a tough battle, we managed to kill the drow, and the group decided to wait for Cav, took a short rest, and after the rest, along with the Knowles that Cav returned, and the Knowles we had, we decided to move on, and Resin accompanied us back to the machine. And that's where we currently are now, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Thank you for the recap. So, yes, you are at the machine. It is currently the 61st of winter at 2:30 p.m. So, yeah, let's pick it up. What do you all want to do here?
Long rest.
I think you had climbed inside along with the other survivors. It was a little cramped in here because you had, what was it, 20-something?
Yeah, we had a bit.
Yeah.
But you are all inside. So you're going to try to long rest inside here?
Absolutely.
All right.
I think Fitz needed a long rest too, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, Fitz got beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
He has like 4 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my boy's falling over.
Does.
And Nathaniel was going to investigate and research and poke in the machine. That was Nathaniel's goal. Whatever Nathaniel does, he was doing it here at the machine.
All right. Give me a d20 roll, please.
Start us
This
off.
is
Ernest.
This is
All
not
right.
necessarily the safest place.
There better be some booty shorts in this.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a d100 roll, please. Okay. So Fitz is pretty out of it. Do the three of you have exhaustion levels?
No.
I have one.
Nope.
Wait, didn't you go down once, Resin? Or did you just get knocked or did you just get poisoned? I forget.
Poison.
I just got poisoned. I never dropped from hit points.
Now, aren't you immune to sleep from your elven heritage?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you go unconscious?
It was
It was
the poison, the cloud kill.
Not the cloud kill. It was. Didn't you get shot by one of the drow and then you failed the con save?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Alright, so normally if you're immune to sleep, you can't be made unconscious by poison, I don't think.
Oh.
But
Alright.
I can look into that. It's just something I was thinking about. So, what is your, or what are your passive perceptions, those of you who aren't exhausted?
My passive perception is 20.
19.
Oh, so very perceptive. So, let's see. It's the watch rotation.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. All right,
Watch
what did I miss?
rotation. Oh, we were just rolling for stuff that happens during the evening. Oririn, I don't think, is with you all anymore. So,
No,
you
he's
probably
not.
want to replace him on the watch rotation, I guess, with Resin.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, we've just been swapping who is a rear end on that.
Yeah.
Just never taking the time to actually edit it.
Yeah.
Alright, so during the evening watch, Resin, you think you hear someone moving around outside the ship. Everyone's kind of sleeping right now.
I'll go over to Deska and wake her up and say I think there's someone outside. And then you should sneak out there. And I'll go wake up
What?
Laz and Arnis.
Well, even if there's someone out there, we're not in the position to fight, so we should probably try to stay quiet and let them pass. I don't think they know we're here.
Okay. And I will stay quiet.
Alright, so
Jessica, yeah, she. Oh god. No, Jessica doesn't do anything actually.
I was, yeah.
Alright. So you
Oh, wow.
continue to hear movement out there. Are you going back to bed, Deska?
I would not go to bed until until the noises either ceased or it sounded like they were coming upon us. You know what I'm saying? Like if they are approaching, then Deska sees it as a problem. But if they're not approaching, then she wouldn't do anything. But she wouldn't go back to sleep. No.
Alright.
Did you wake me up? Did I get woken up?
I
Did you decide not to?
think Resin just woke up Deska.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we hear like any talking or anything?
So far, you've just heard some movement. It's only been a couple of minutes. You just heard some footsteps, it sounds like. And then there is kind of a bang on the hull of the ship, as if someone is, like, maybe hitting it with something. It only lasts for a moment, but then it goes away.
We'll just stay quiet.
Alright, so you hear some more footsteps, and you can it's very hard to hear them because there's actually, the ship's fairly thick, but you think you hear what sounds like talking.
Okay. When they did the bang, would it have woken up the people that are asleep?
No, because it wasn't very loud. Like I said, the ship's pretty thick. You just kind of heard like a faint knocking.
Could I stealth check like over to Arnis and nudge him? Because I would like
Sure.
ideally in my mind I would like sneakily approach Arnis, nudge him, and then like cover his mouth at the same time, and then like be like, oh, I can't speak, but I'd make it very apparent that there's danger.
Alright, so Arnis, you are jolted awake from sleep.
Okay. And I assume I just hear everything that you were describing to them as well.
What's your passive perception?
18.
Well, 13, right? Because you're
Exhausted.
exhausted. So no, you wouldn't hear anything. Your ears are still kind of ringing.
Gotcha.
Like you just feel like crap. Like you after, as if you've like had a like rough day working physically, and then suddenly you're woken up while you're trying to sleep.
Gotcha. What's wrong? Deska,
I'm thinking.
you're not my type. What's wrong?
She rolls her eyes, and there's noises outside.
Well, who is it? Look out a window.
There's no. Well, there's the front window of the ship, but no one's in. Well, yeah, I assume no one's in the pilot room right now.
Look out the window. See if you see anything.
All right, I'll go.
There aren't any windows on the sides of the ship.
How big is the
Is there a way
ship?
for me to stealth towards the pilot spot and like look out the pilot window?
Yeah, sure. So
How big is this ship? Is it 30 feet? Longer than 30 feet?
I mean, you can kind of see it's
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
45 or so, like the length of the ship.
Oh,
It's a fairly accurate representation on the map. So each square is 5 feet.
10, 30, 35, 40.
So Steska, give me a stealth check.
Oh, hold on. Before we do that, though, I was going to do I was going to throw up pass without a trace because that's within 30 feet.
Okay. Do you have enough key points still?
Yeah, because we short rested.
Yeah, we did short rest.
Okay. So you do pass without trace, making everything that much quieter.
Do I have to stay awake for myself to be the center of that focal point, or can I fall back asleep and let Deska deal with this?
I don't know if you can concentrate while sleeping.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think it's considered incapacitated.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I'll concentrate. Actually, I will meditate, not concentrate. I'm a monk.
Okay. So Deska, give me a stealth check.
Okay, let's do this. Stealth.
Alright,
32.
So you move up to the front of the ship very quietly and very stealthily. Peeking out the window, you would see a couple of things. It looks like 3 drow kind of moving around in front of the ship, searching the area. But remember, only Deska can see these right now. Because she's in the pilot's room looking out the window.
I can't remember by their portrait, but what type of what kind of drow am I looking at right now? I can't tell by the portrait. So like, is it like a mage, the warrior, or like something specific?
These look like martial drow. They
Okay.
have... What are their armaments? They have short swords and looks like hand crossbows on their back. So maybe some kind of soldier. They don't look like spellcasters, though all drow
And
have
the-
innate ability to cast some spells.
And they, from their posture, could I infer, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Hostile, non-hostile. Do they look like they're standing there with purpose? I would assume.
It looks like they're searching the cave right now. They may have, I mean, there's been a lot more drow in this area since the cave-in, or a lot more steel shadow and drow. So maybe they found their way through some of the caves and found this place.
Okay. Let's go with. I would stealth back to the group
Okay.
if I could, and then I would just try to. I would go through and make sure everyone was up at this point. I would be like, all right. There's a clear threat apparently, so be ready. But unless they find us, there's no reason to engage.
Well, I can't imagine it.
Nathaniel would say, well, wouldn't the ship be in danger? They might try to break it or break something.
Oh, well.
Well, I can keep watch from the pilot section, and if they like attempt anything on the ship, we can go to battle, but I don't want to go to battle at this moment in time.
He says, I don't know. I don't like just leaving them out there. I mean, you all are pretty, you're all pretty good at fighting. Why don't we just go and chase them off or kill them?
Go ahead.
Over to Fitz, who's like, not in the best condition.
Well, Fitz can, he can sleep. He's restful.
I'm just gonna go take up post and see what I can see, and I'll go back to the position so I can keep an eye on the.
All right. So yeah, if you go back over there, it seems like they are searching around the area. At certain points, they would come kind of back and forth between where you can view them and where you can't. So some time passes, and you're just waiting.
I'm just waiting, basically at the ready, but not gonna do anything.
Alright, so some time is passing. You would hear more movement after about 10 minutes, as if more drow may have just arrived. And you would hear chanting coming from the side of the ship, as if someone was spell casting. Do you want to do anything?
Yes, because at this point, that's two. Am I in a position where I can just pop out and shoot him?
We'd have to open the hatch. We're completely enclosed right now.
Yeah, you're still inside, and actually, you're not even sure how to open this thing. Nathaniel knows how.
Oh no, I'm the one that he translated for me, but I know how to open and close the door.
So Fitz does as well, then.
I would say, as I see you tensing up and pull your dagger out, I would say, they're probably trying to do what Nathaniel did and comprehend languages to figure out how to open the door. So as soon as they do, it might be good for us to be ready to meet them.
Post up at the door. I like it.
Yeah. As soon as the door opens and we get a clear line of shot, we just go at them.
Were these the dickbag drows, or were these the drows that we worked out the deal with? Could you tell?
We don't.
I'm asking Deska.
I don't think there's any way for me to tell.
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, my best stat. Let's go. It's not.
No, you don't think these were the same ones. This might be a different faction.
Not the same, guys. Not party.
At least the 3 you saw at the window.
That's enough for me.
So there's chanting, then there's quiet for a bit as you hear them kind of messing around outside. Sounds like they might be searching the hull more.
Why don't we just brace the door closed from the inside too, guys, while we're doing this? Like tie some
They have
rope around it.
magic. If
It's
we're enclosed in here, we could die.
I mean, it's like a spaceship, right? Like the ramp goes outward. How would we even know how to do that? Like how to
well,
raise the ramp?
The door opens outwards, right?
Yeah, so
Or inward. It doesn't. Yeah, just
it
jam
kind
it.
of opens upward, almost like a Lamborghini door,
Oh,
like a DeLorean type thing. And then there is a ladder you kind of climbed up to get up here. If that makes
so why don't we
sense.
just why don't we just tie the door as well? That way, even if they do read it and figure out how to open it, they're going to pull on it and it's still going to be closed. Maybe they'll go away.
So a moment later, there is some more chanting, and it sounds like there is an explosion of fire outside. The ship maybe burns a little bit, but still nothing has happened. The other people inside here are starting to look nervous. Cav says, if they throw a fireball inside the ship, it will be devastating, he whispers.
I'll
Well, how would
whisper
they do
back.
that?
If they spend all their spell slots trying to open the ship, it'll be an easier fight. Because that's what it sounds like they're doing. They couldn't find the lever. So they're like, fireball! Open this door now! Fireball. This is the police!
Alright, so you continue to wait.
I think so.
I'm down to wait this out. I'm not going to tell anybody else
I'm
what
sure.
to do.
I'm down to wait this
Just
out too.
trying not to use violence this time, to be honest.
So, Deska, you hear some noise coming from the cockpit room.
Okay. I don't know because I don't think I was here for the session of the investigation of the ship. Where does this ship open up at?
Right here.
Yep, down by
At
Rism.
least that's the opening you found so far. If there's others, you don't
Okay.
know about them.
Deska would stay with the group, but just stay vigilant of that side of the ship, I guess. Because
Okay.
at this point,
So, in a moment, well, actually, let me check something. Would this even work?
Strength check. Does he break the window? No.
is he strong enough?
It's bulletproof. Therefore, he can't.
Got that good glass.
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty good, right? I mean, it dug holes in the cave.
I just realized Laz said I'm down when you said Gucci booty shorts cost
That's been his contribution so far.
That got me. I'm down. Let's go.
The bringer of light and booty shorts. That's our paladin right there.
I'm not Lester's Lightbringer anymore.
He's Nightbringer, thus the booty shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The party bringer.
Out here.
You're just
Lazarus.
bedazzled.
Lazarus
That shit
twerking in the
clap.
club.
Alright, so there is
Twerk
some
it,
more.
Laz.
There's some more chanting as you hear what sounds like a static discharge of energy, sounds like some lightning might strike the ship.
They don't know.
It's like that. It's like, what is it, the scene from Zoolander when they're trying to get the files in the computer? Like, they're in the computer!
And you probably hear some cursing in Elven.
That's cool.
You hear some more talking, and you might hear several more people or several more sounds coming from the cockpit area.
When you say cockpit area, you mean like outside the cockpit or in the cockpit?
Probably outside, hopefully. I mean, you can't see in there right now because the door's shut.
I imagine we'll hear like a crash of breaking glass if they're able to penetrate the ship.
Nathaniel would say, we don't want them to break the ship. The ship could be useful to us.
We don't even know how to use the ship properly.
He says, well,
We don't know.
I think
We don't
I have a theory on that. I might have figured something out while I was examining it last night.
You figured out where to get fuel?
He says the dark crystal should work as fuel.
So you want to protect it?
He says, yes, we might be able to use this.
Alright, good enough for me. Let's go.
Can't you just use the dark crystal?
Wait.
Yeah,
Let's just fire it up and roll.
Let's
Let's
just
do it.
activate it.
yeah. Why are we sitting here if this is your grand idea?
He says,
Nathaniel.
Let's fight.
He says, I didn't know if we wanted to turn it on right now. I wanted to do more experiments just to make sure.
We could ride
because-
this bad boy
like
right
a-
back to the group, the army.
He
I'll
says,
say that ever again.
He says, all right, so do you want me to try to turn it on right now with all of them outside?
Why not? They can't get in. Maybe they'll run backwards even further.
All right, let's go to the
Thank you.
pilot room.
All right.
So
How many people can fit in the pilot room?
I mean, it looks like there's enough room for two comfortably. You could probably, stand behind the chairs, but yeah, probably two people.
Lazarus.
Probably.
But
Yeah,
as
Laz
you,
and him. Yeah.
So as you go in there, you would see that there are 3 drow standing on the front of the ship, and they immediately see you walk in.
Picture like MTV Cribs. What's up, dog? Chilling at the hood.
Laz will just flip them off.
Am I going in?
Tell Laz what to do.
Well, they can't get in.
So as they see you, one of them yells something in Elven, which I think some of you speak, which he basically says, over here, someone's inside. And he says, he points his crossbow at the window and he says, open this contraption. Nathaniel is quickly, he had the dark crystal, I believe, right?
Yeah.
He did.
So he is
did he
quickly,
say that part in common, or did he say stay in Elven?
he's saying all this in Elven. But Nathaniel is quickly getting the crystal out of its container and putting it into the power source. Is anyone doing anything?
I am. I'm just protecting. I'm standing ready. If anything bad happens, that's basically all I can do.
You know how like a little
will
kid in the
actually-
back seat?
I don't know how much it'll help, but I will assist Nathaniel in the way of. I'll just cast guidance on him. I don't know what he's
Nice.
doing,
Thank
so-
you.
I know what
Yeah,
he's doing. So
In my mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna say it, but please.
So you cast guidance on him as he is looking over the controls. He says, thank you. Do any of you have knowledge of the arcane? I might need some help here.
What do you call knowledge?
I didn't go to school.
No, he's our only arcane user.
Idiots. He sighs and goes
I
back to what
take
he's
back
doing.
my guidance.
I'm like,
Alright, so one of the drow lets loose a crossbow bolt, which would hit the window and make like a small mark in the glass, which actually is much thicker than it looks. The other one fires as well, making another little dent in the glass, and now they are drawing their swords. One of them grabs a pickaxe out of his backpack.
Can we hurry this
that's
up, Nathaniel?
rude.
Yeah,
You
Nathaniel,
now
your
hear
master plan.
some banging on the side of the ship. He says, "I said I needed time to figure this out."
Well,
No pressure. Just take your time.
it might be the last thing you ever do if you don't hurry up. Just throwing that out there.
So he starts. He puts the crystal in, which you see inside of the containment area would start to emit dark necrotic energy into the surrounding area of the of that chamber. And you would see several different buttons actually illuminate now. Nathaniel is looking at them. He is going to make some mental notes here. Give me a D4 roll, Deska.
Yeah, no problem. Get this turn order out of the way. Boom.
Boom,
Okay.
boom.
So Arcana. I pressed it. Did it work? Okay, let me try it again. Weird. Why is the button not working? Oh, it did work. It's just whispering. Let me turn that off. All right, so with a 17, he would start pressing some buttons, and you would hear a weird humming noise, and there's also a burst of energy suddenly as the drow are thrown from the ship. Wow!
Hey.
Well, that did something. He starts pressing some more buttons. Lazarus, are you just standing there? In the room with him, I mean?
You might be muted, Laz.
What?
I said, are you standing in the room with him?
Sure.
He says, Lazarus, sit down here. I might need your help with this.
Okay. Does as he says.
What I imagine happening in actuality is the drows hitting the window from the outside, and Lazarus hitting it from the inside, trying to get to them.
Smite, give me a intelligence check. Because I assume you don't
Sure.
have Arcana. Okay. So he is telling you to press some of the buttons as he is pressing them. And you would see, or he and you would both see this strange illusion appear that looks like it is the area the ship is in. And you would see there are 7, looks like small drow standing around the ship currently.
Okay.
Nathaniel says, fascinating. Some sort of magic to project the surroundings, perhaps? Yes, that's what it must be. He looks again and continues his intelligence checks.
Does this thing have any weapons to kill these drows?
He says, I don't know. He says, that's why I said we should have gone outside and killed them ourselves.
Listen, the other motherfuckers are too lazy. I wanted to go kill them.
Nathaniel,
you
give me your...
gotta-
Or, Deska, give me your blessing again.
Say please.
I don't have time for this, he yells as he's looking around. I think this, yes, this, and this. You gonna cast blessing on him, or guidance?
Yes, because our lives are on the line.
Alright, give me a D4 roll.
Is less annoying.
Arcana check. Oh, Nathaniel's getting some good rolls. Alright, so 19. He would look at this kind of like looks like a ship steering wheel, but much smaller. He says, this, yes, I believe this will do it. And he presses a button, and a bunch of noise starts coming from the front of the ship. as it begins to move forward. He says, but how does this work? And you see the ship getting closer to the wall. It feels like it's rolling, but you didn't think there were wheels on it. And there's a bunch of noises coming from all around, as it sounds like the different systems of the ship are coming alive. Although for you all, it would probably just sound like weird magical noises.
Nathaniel, don't go into the wall, damn it.
He says, no, I think this will work. Yes, I believe this will work. And you hear outside the drow are yelling, and there's definitely more banging on the hull now. But as he gets closer to the wall, you would see the stones just start to fall away, as if something is digging through the dirt. Though there's no actual drill on this thing. And there's a bunch of noises, like stones crackle, and you begin to dig through the wall.
Pretty crazy.
So, as you're going through the wall, you hear, it sounds like something smacking the back of the ship. It sounds like the drow are following you. This machine does not seem to move very quickly. At least when it's digging. Nathaniel says, how does it speed up? Does it speed up? He says, Deska, give me your spell again, please.
No problem.
Whoa.
All right, he said please. That's breaking my immersion.
Yeah.
Where'd Nathaniel go? Oh, there he is. He's right in front of me. So he's going to make another Arcana check. Or no, not a save. Same roll. So give me... It's not blessed, but give me a d4 roll.
Oh. Over my...
So he says, I can't figure out how to speed up. If we don't do something, they might break the back of the ship.
Oh my god. In my head, I was like, why don't you just hit this thing? And then I'm not gonna do it.
Just press that button.
Press that one for him.
He says, you're going to need to go out there. They're going to destroy this if we don't do something.
Oh,
Like
is there
move
like
fast.
a little part where I can stick out and just shoot arrows at him or something?
He says, I like I said, I just started to figure out how this, and there's a big crack at the back of the ship, how this works. I don't know. If there's a way
Right,
to
got
shoot,
it.
or I just barely figured out how to knock those two off the front of the ship.
So if we're going into rock, how do we get out of the ship, Nathaniel? Seeing how the door's on the side and the front. There's no back door, was
You
there?
just say the back as if that exists.
He says,
Yeah.
it's cracking the rocks around us in an area. He says, I think there is room on the side of the ship. You should be able to just open the door. We're creating our own tunnel, much like a boring creature, and there's another, like, smack at the back of the ship.
Who cares if they break this ship as long as we get out of here?
Well, they might.
He says,
Nice.
this ship could be useful. We could just make our own tunnels. Can you think how amazing that would be?
At this speed, we'll be dead.
He says, well, I just figured this out, gods damn it.
Oh,
Push some buttons.
whoa.
You just want me to push random buttons? You think that's a good idea?
I
It's
don't.
worked out for us in the
It's
past.
never failed us in the past, ever.
Then we get caught in a room.
Never
Like-
failed.
You guys would have died, but I would have been fine. But that room was like full of poison.
So do you want to try to do something? Do you want to just hope that the drow don't break through? What does the group want to do? It doesn't seem like Nathaniel is able to do anything to get you out of here quickly.
What do you
I
guys
think we-
think? Because
I think we need to fight him.
I think we have to get the jump on him.
Get the
Oh, we have
jump
a-
on him.
Yeah, dude,
Wow.
just pop out, pop, and then run away or something. I don't know. But I'm down to scrap if you guys are ready to scrap.
Oh, it's moving that slow, Lou?
Well, I'm just moving it to where you are now currently.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
So yeah, you're up here somewhere, and there's a bunch of noise coming from around the ship where you assume the drow are attacking it. What do you want to do?
Are we really worried about people?
Yeah,
Are we worried
Because at this point, the only thing we can do really is fight to buy our boy time. So, I don't see any other way out of it. I was trying to avoid it.
Nathaniel says there are 7 of them. We know that. This might be dangerous, but I don't see what choice we have.
I got a better idea. Cav, go get them.
Cav,
We unload Cav and all the gnolls. We're like, here,
Let's
attack,
just-
be useful.
Let's just rush him, man. Let's go. Let's just.
yeah, I mean, you can for sure send Cav out. In fact, well, I don't know if Fitz wants to fight in his current condition, but if you want Fitz, you could play a different character and say Fitz is staying. It's up to you.
Oh no, I'm definitely not fighting.
Okay.
So no, I'm like, if you guys want to fight. I can try to take pot shots from here, but literally, I'm not leaving this ship. I've had my fun already.
I don't think we can. What other option do we have?
The Lazarus will stay behind.
All right.
I was going to say, guys, I got no chance either. I mean, I'm
Alright,
almost.
then we're staying in.
Lazarus got this. You guys escape.
Wait, you say stay behind as in you're gonna go
stay
out there?
behind in the-
Whoa, no, that's not.
Wait.
No,
I'll go
okay,
kill them.
no, that's
I'll
silly.
catch up with you.
No.
Yeah, no. If
no,
Lazarus
no.
actually says this dumb shit, it says I'll go out there too, just to make sure you die if this is what you're going for, because that's
Me and
silly.
Cav got this, okay? Cav,
Yeah.
let's go.
Do you just want
I'll
to
be
send
right
them
back.
out while the rest of you drill away? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
That's what he wants
Yeah.
to do.
I
No,
would not leave last.
Yeah,
there's
no.
way.
either of them.
All right.
Lazarus
Cav and I
Cav.
got this. We're the tankiest, we're the strongest, we're the best.
No. No.
They're
Cav.
gonna cast one sleep spell, and then it's like our one fireball, and you're gonna miss, and that's it. And that's
I'll be right
both
back,
of you
because
down
that's-
again.
If Laz actually gets out, Deska will follow him. She will not let him stay behind.
So yeah,
Oh my
Cav
God.
is.
Let me delete my token real quick. Piece of shit.
I thought you were saying, "Oh my god, let me delete my character, please." I want to start a new
No,
character. Let him die. No.
No.
We'll never
literally,
let
if
you
I do
die.
this is to take a chance. If Lou will allow it, I'm okay with rolling like a few times to see if Lazarus actually survives.
Is Lazarus at full health right now?
Yes,
Oh,
because
okay.
we took a short rest. And actually, I didn't take any damage last time.
All
Yeah,
right.
you did not
So-
take any damage.
Resin healed me to like.
So
Over here,
Cav is. He says, "I am willing to give my life to save my tribe."
Ugh.
You're not even saving your
Cav,
tribe. You're
got
saving
this.
knolls.
If you
Tribe
two
has nothing to do
go,
with
I'm
this.
going.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, he says, "I was speaking of you, you idiot."
Again, Cav is right there, just under a different name. Let him say this stuff.
Sure. No, he went NPC. Cav is an NPC now. Resin is Cav now. Are you gonna open the thing for them? Because actually, you're the only one that. Well, Nathaniel. Well, that's true. Nathaniel
Daniel's
is.
piloting.
So Nathaniel.
Daniel, how do I open this door?
Says,
No,
Fitz,
I'll open the door
Fitz,
for
open
you.
the door for them.
Before
Yeah.
they open the door, I will cast Twilight Sanctuary ahead of time. 'Cause
All right.
it-
Yeah,
As soon as
you
it's
can have a
apparent.
round of doing things. So go ahead and roll initiative. And if you're taking an extra round to cast spells, that's fine.
Did it? Oh, it didn't. Oh, yes, it did.
Oh my God, Lazarus is.
Laz is ready to
wanting
go.
to go.
dude.
It was like, all right, Let's do
21.
So Fitz, do you want to play as Cav's character?
Oh no, I'm playing my character. What are you talking about? Hell no.
Okay.
Fitz is here. Fitz will
This is a
play.
conscientious decision to watch these idiots get themselves killed, so I guess I'll go get myself killed with them.
No, you're not coming. Can I try to knock out Fitz?
I'm the one opening the door for you, mother cracker, so you
How
can.
do you?
As soon as he opens the door,
He's not that low
my-
HP.
No, don't do that because he can shoot at them for us. Don't do that.
I don't want him to die.
Oh, literally all my attacks are at disadvantage. Everything I have is at disadvantage. I'm 4 exhaustion levels. I am a wet.
Actually,
Yeah.
Lou, I'm gonna whisper you something.
Okay.
Oh
I
God.
love this dude. What a twist.
What happened to us?
I don't know, dude.
I'm sort of tempted to walk into the cockpit and just
Gucci
like
gang.
find a lever and push it forward. See what happens.
Psycho warp speed all of a sudden.
Like I was
Yeah.
close to just like hitting a random button, but I was like, I don't want to
Self-destruct.
ruin this machine.
Hey, Nathaniel, what happens if I push these 2 buttons? Boom. Yeah.
But it's just
You got that, Lou?
What did you send it to?
I just want to fight with
here
my
on-
Oh,
friends.
the thing still isn't scrolling. Roll20 still. Well, where did you send it? Did you send it?
Roll 20 as a DM, as a whisper.
Sure. Why not? All right, sure. Fitz, give me a saving throw. Wisdom
No, he
save.
has to open the door first.
Yeah, well, I'm saying... Okay, so go ahead. We'll go through your first round. Lazarus, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna wait for Fitz to open the door while holding my action to do what I told you.
All right.
Which Fitz knows nothing about.
So outside, the enemy is attacking the ship. Striking it for some damage. Another enemy is attacking the ship.
How dare he poison the ship?
Luckily, the ship is immune to poison.
No way.
Attack does not get through the armor. Another enemy attacks the ship. Yep, he strikes it for some damage. Then another enemy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, strikes it for some damage. Someone else does something. Resin. So the ship is taking a beating. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be broken through right away, but it definitely doesn't seem like you would guess after a while they might break something and then it would probably just stop functioning. I'll say Nathaniel yells that because actually you guys would know what's going on.
Why is it his turn?
It's Resin's turn.
I'm gonna ready a spell for when the door opens.
What spell?
Guardian of Faith.
Okay, so you chant holding a spell.
What is
Arnis.
that?
I am making sure I am not in front of Laz or Cav because I need them out of the way before I jump out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get behind them so I'm not in front of the door.
Alright,
You're
so
not coming, motherfucker.
Fitz, you're gonna
My
Open the
spider
door.
senses are tingling. No, yeah, I do. I open the door.
Alright, give me a wisdom save.
2 crits. Here we go.
Okay, so you resist as Lazarus tries to do something. The warrior in the back doesn't actually see the doors open yet, so he's going to keep attacking the ship.
Since the door's open, can I cast my spell?
Yeah, so that's true. You were readying that, so go ahead and link it. Spend your reaction.
I'm just hoping all your good rolls are with people attacking the ship.
So I'm going to put it basically right in front of the door on the outside.
Oh, and let me
Around the
put
outside,
Cav
around
in
the
there.
outside.
Is anyone willing to play Cav during this fight?
I'll play him.
Okay. Roar.
I'm used to warriors.
Yeah, I
Or
think. Yeah, I mean he's pretty easy. You just rage and go nuts.
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward.
So let me give you access to his sheet, though.
Yes, please.
Let me get that great warrior, great weapons master, please.
Nah, 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 nah.
Alright, you should see Cav as an option in the non-player characters in your party. Alright, so did you cast your spell?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is... do you have a spell effect for that?
I just need. I don't. Let's see. It'd be. Did it say it was large? So, large is 15 foot.
No, large is 10. So
course.
10 by 10 foot cube.
And it's just right in front of the door.
Okay, and it's if they come within 10 feet, right?
Correct. And then once they've dealt 60 damage, it disappears.
Okay. So that was your reaction. The drow is still attacking the ship. First attack hits it for some damage.
Wait, did you skip me?
You opened the door. Were you going to run out?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot that was the action. Yeah,
That's
my
what I
bad.
was saying. I got a 21, but it skipped over.
Fuck you, Disco. Nobody cares.
It's fine. I was just gonna ready an attack anyway.
So you do have to leave the ship to do anything. You can't see them from inside the ship. So he takes another stab at the ship, hitting it. The drow at this point will see that thing appear, and he's going to yell in Elven,
I don't have my
"The
thing.
ship opened!" And he is going to run towards the ship.
Missed the whole fucking round. I'm so bad at this.
And he has to make a dex save because he doesn't know what this thing is. Wow. And what does it do when he runs up to it?
It attacks. It's a 10 foot. When it gets in 10 feet, it's 10 foot. It's a dex save, and then it hits him with radiant damage. So 20 if he fails half.
Alright, so the ship, or the creature pulses, and he is seared. Dying.
Advantage is dealt.
So yeah, that guy died. The mage would yell, "Be careful!" in Elven. It's hostile. Deska, what are you gonna do?
Should I roll initiative for Cap, by the way?
I thought I did already.
I don't see him in the turn order.
Yeah,
We
I
also-
can roll initiative for him.
Let me move that, because otherwise I can't.
Here, I'll do it. Oh, never mind, you did it. Okay.
Let's go cast Bless on Laz.
Alright, so Deska
Cav.
uses her action to channel energies. Go ahead and mark yourself as blessed.
Or are you blessing?
You, Cav, and myself.
Okay.
Yeah, the blessed mark is on the...
I found it this time, but I just didn't click it.
Here, I put the creature to the back, so you should be able to click on yourselves.
Yes.
Alright, so mark yourselves concentrate and mark yourself with the 1 minute timer.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
So anything else?
No.
All right.
Was the timer indicator different, or is it still just?
No, that's well. Actually, you don't need to mark yourself with a timer. The bless has a timer,
Oh.
so you're good. Lazarus.
All right. I'm guessing I have to go through Cab to leave.
Yes, because he is in the door currently.
All right, 5, 15, 20.
All right. So as you get there, you will see the drow in back of the ship. Or I guess you'd see one of them. And the dead one. So yeah, you see a guy back here who's attacking the ship. He looks back and says something in Elven. I see one of them.
Alright, I'll go up to here. That's 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drop my sword real quick, take up my javelin, and throw it at this guy.
Alright, so you drop your sword to the ground, drawing your javelin, and 28 will hit.
For 6 damage.
Alright, he takes a javelin to the side, looking wounded. Ugh. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, so the elite warrior, hearing the noise, is going to move through the rubble. 10, 20, 30 feet. He would see Lazarus and yell, "Duck!" to his buddy as he draws a crossbow off his back. Yeah.
Can I not give Laz Twilight while he's out there? I don't know if that's.
Yes, you can. So
Okay.
at the end of people's turns, you can give it to them.
I was just making sure because I don't know if it kind of like hardcover or something.
26 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
Donk. Alright, so you take a crossbow bolt to the shoulder as you're running out. 8 piercing, and I need a con save. Luckily, your shadowy sanctuary. Oof, and Lazarus falls unconscious.
Nah, he has bless.
Oh, that's true. So Bless would just save you. So yeah, you resist the poison as you feel yourself getting very drowsy. And the guy curses. Another drow goes. He's gonna run over here to see what happened. 15. It's 30 feet. He barely sees Laz. Again, there's all those rocks in the way. He's gonna fire his hand crossbow off his back. So he pulls it out. He has a short sword as well, but he has a hand crossbow in one hand. He fires at Lazarus. Dink, it would hit your shield. This guy is going to come over here 30 feet. He is going to see you're close, so he's going to draw his sword, but use the dodge action. Actually, sorry, he has his sword out already. He just dodges. This guy over here who is wounded because he took the javelin is going to back up a bit. And he is going to cast a spell, or at least attempt to. Wow, wow. He chants, casting darkness. Give me a moment. .15-foot radius. So an area in front of him suddenly fills with magical darkness, and you are unable to see through it easily. That is it for him. Oh wait, he's going to keep moving. Back to here. And yeah, that is it for him. So concentrating, and he has a weapon out. The mage goes. he is going to chant and cast a spell. And unfortunately, you can't see what he's casting because the darkness is everywhere. Resin, what do you want to do?
I will. I guess I'll move up behind Cav. See all of the darkness out there. And I am going to step out and just step to the edge of the.
Kavarius wouldn't allow you to step out.
Yeah, you would.
No, I'm just talking to small.
Kavarius allows you to step out. You can ignore Lazarus.
I'm just going to
I'm
move to.
controlling Kavarius.
No, you're not. He's an NPC.
I'm going to move.
You're
there,
controlling him
and
in
I'm
combat, but he's not going to block people from fighting. That's dumb.
I'm going to take the dodge action.
Alright, so you step out there taking the dodge action. Alright, that is for you.
That's it for me.
Alright, Arnis.
I'm going to step to here.
Okay.
To 10. Step up there, 15. And then I'm going to shadow step. Is this dim light where I am right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is mostly darkness where you are right now. I think the only... there's light sources in the ship now that glow, but outside here is all darkness.
Okay, and then we're going to go... I have to do the math here. I have to take one more step. There we go. So this is 30 feet right here. We're going to shadow step right there. And then we're going to try to hide.
Okay, so you poof over into the darkness there, and luckily the enemy's darkness is giving you cover from everyone, so you're stealthed over there. Alright, back around to Fitzgerald.
Alright, so get to here. Cav's is Cav outside or is he at the door waiting to go?
He's basically like he's in the process of going out. So like people are all running out right now if this was like a realistic scene. So like he's basically in the process of going out the door with everyone else.
So I'll get out here and I'll get to Resin. And I'm basically just going to and right now this is the darkness square, and so I can't see anything or anybody.
Yeah, I mean you can hear them over there, so you kind of know where they are, but you don't have line of sight.
I think what I'm going to do is let me look at this real quick. I know there's a mage somewhere, so what I'm going to do is... Oh, actually, wait a second. Let me read this. A point I choose within range. So this doesn't require line of sight. It's just a point that I choose.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay.
You need line of effect because it's a spell and any spell needs it, but you definitely have line of effect.
So you're saying I do need to see it to do it?
No, line of effect is not line of sight. Line of effect
Gotcha.
means you can draw a line to where you want to cast the spell without full cover stopping you.
So I'm not gonna metagame it and be like, I know the mage is all the way over there. But what I'll do is like I know that this was a little choke point where we fought that golem before, so I'm just gonna plant it right there.
Yeah. I mean, you could kind of argue that you hear things going on out there. You wouldn't necessarily know exactly where the mage is, but yeah.
It's a cube, right? No radius. Just 20-foot radius.
Yeah, it's like a fireball.
Holy fuck. All right. Yeah, I'll just put that right there.
Okay. That's silence, right?
Because this, yeah, and this is still all like this is still all stone. Or did we go through that and now it's open?
That is open, but the ship is in the way. So, like, the back of the
Gotcha.
ship, you probably couldn't... Well, from there, yeah, I mean... Let's see.
So like,
from
if I did it
there-
that way, that would cover this entry because this is all hard rock, and then it would cover the back of the
Yeah,
ship.
basically you could cast anywhere kind of in this area. You couldn't cast over here because the ship would be in the way for line of effect.
Yeah. So I'll cast it right there.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I do.
All right, so mark yourself as concentrating. Cavarius.
Cavarius will rage.
All right, so he lets out a fierce roar.
And then he'd step out to there. And then down here, that's 40. And he tried to
Guy's
attack
like, what
this
the?
one.
As this guy, as you come running out of the darkness there. So being that you're running through darkness on uneven ground, I'm going to require an acrobatics check. It's an easy one, but you might stumble because you can't see what you're doing. Ooh, okay, well. So unfortunately, Cavarius, as he's trying to move through this area because he can't see anything, is going to fall prone right here.
Okay.
So how far did you go? 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, and then you would kind of stumble as the cave is very uneven.
Alright. Well, he's gonna get up with the rest of the movement.
Okay. You still do have your action.
Yep.
Though you can't see anything.
Doesn't matter, he's gonna throw his javelin at this guy.
Or he hears him. All right. So he throws, pulls out his javelin, hurling it through the darkness.
Wait, that's with Grey Weapon Master. Which shouldn't apply, but...
All right. So 12. Does he have bless? Yeah, he has bless.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a d4. I'll just use the 12. 14, unfortunately, would not be enough, and he would miss the drow.
Okay.
All right. So the elite warrior goes. Oh, did I not? So you should be able to click on your guys through the darkness. Is that not the case?
I didn't move it.
Oh, well, someone moved it. Alright, so the elite warrior goes. He's gonna... He can't see anyone. He's gonna move over here. You hear him moving through that area. He's going to... He's gonna shoot at Lazarus.
Can he see him in the darkness?
He can't, but he, well... What spells does he have? Oh yeah, he's gonna do that. He starts chanting. Casting... Fairy Fire. I need a dex save from... Is that a 20-foot cube? I need a dex save from Cavarius and Lazarus, because he wouldn't actually necessarily know what resonant fits were exactly, where they were. Alright, so Lazarus, you would make it, but Cavarius would be lit up by fairy fire.
Doesn't Cav have advantage on dex saves? Danger sense, I think.
Does he?
As a barbarian, I think so. Unless I'm wrong.
That sounds right.
Let
think-
me...
I think he has
but-
to see it, though.
Yes, I believe that's
Oh,
true. He does have to
Added
have
the
sight
fact, yeah.
for danger sense.
He has a +4, but I'm guessing that doesn't affect it with my aura protection.
You also
No,
have a
that
D4,
that would still affect him.
Oh,
So yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
Also D4.
sure. Give me a D4 roll. That might make a difference.
12.
Alright, 12. Let me see.
Oh.
Oh, DC is 12, so he just made
Wow, let's go!
Nice.
it. Yeah, because you gave
Also, that
plus
4
4.
was for Cap. The Twilight.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you Kavarius would resist it as well. Okay. So the Drow is gonna go, but he's dead. Deska.
Okay. I would get out there. The door is right here, right? So it's just a straight move here.
Yeah, you could just move out. It is completely dark, so there's a chance if you move through the darkness at full speed, you might trip.
Yes, I will take that chance. I'll move here in the darkness.
All right, give me an
I have to make
acrobatics.
No problem. Why is it not scrolling? 15.
Yeah, it's a bug right now. Yeah, you keep your footing. It's uneven, but you manage to get over there without any issue.
Okay, that was 20. Let me make sure I'm not lying. No, it's 25 actually. So 30 to here. And then bonus action, I will dash one more square. And does he have hard cover from the rocks right there?
He has heavy cover,
Heavy.
but you can still see him.
I don't want to take that chance because he's just gonna hit shield again. So I will shoot.
But he's silenced.
Oh, I forgot that's what that field was. Bro, you're a genius. I'm gonna take the shot on that guy then.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot at the mage because I believe in myself. All right. Boom.
16. No, that would not hit.
Yeah.
Phew, hits one of the
All right.
rocks in here.
Then I will go back into the darkness. Boom. Oh, I have D4 actually. Let me. It's 18. Does that hit?
18 would almost hit, but no, that's still missing.
Almost.
With the
Okay.
+4, he would still have enough AC.
Alright.
All right, Lazarus.
And I will give myself. Boom.
Okay. Lazarus would step there. He's going at half speed.
Okay.
So that's 10, 20 to get out of here.
All right, you emerge from the darkness.
And
Oh, and you would see a guy here.
where?
He is here, next to you. There's another guy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna attack that guy.
All right, this guy right here.
Yeah, the warrior that's up there.
All right, so you swing at him. 26 will strike with the first attack. For 5.
And
18. So that would hit, but he is going to parry as his reaction.
then, okay. And oh god, I should have used that before. That's it.
Alright, so your turn ends. The warrior here is going to see you attack his buddy. And he's gonna circle around you, causing the mage to curse and yell, "Get out of the way!" He is going to do his multi-attack on you. So Short sword. No, that would miss with the first. But that is a crit. So you are struck for 34 points of damage. As you take a nasty hit from behind. The drow here is going to... Yeah, and sadly he couldn't hear the mage telling him to move because the mage is silenced. The drow here goes, he's going to move down here into the silence, say something, get confused because he's making no noise, and take a shot at Lazarus with his hand crossbow. Or wait, he's going to put away his sword, actually, so he could reload his crossbow, and then he's going to take a shot. Dunk. 23?
Yep.
Alright, so you are struck by the hand crossbow, taking 4 piercing, and I need a con save. Alright, so you resist the drow poison. That's it for this guy. This one here is kind of like, oh crap, as you suddenly appear. He's going to move back this way, taking a... no, he doesn't want to take a hoppy. Let's see. He is going to continue to dodge, actually. No, he's going to move here and attack you. The mage continues to curse as everyone's getting in his way. Oh, wait. I fucked up. This guy is invisible right now. You can hear him, but you can't see him. That's what the guy had cast, and I forgot to mark him. That's why I was still hiding him. So he is invisible, just real quick. 19, Lazarus?
Nope.
Alright, so you turn towards him, blocking with your shield. This guy here is going to move back a bit. Take out, or put away his sword. No, he'll just pull out his crossbow and fire at you, Laz. Bunk. Nope, you would hear you would see the shot coming and block it. Okay, the mage. What's the mage gonna do? The mage is going to chant casting magic missile at first level.
Is he?
But then realizes he cannot say anything. So
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
he
You might be muted there, Lou.
Oh, are you talking to me?
That's a silence joke. You're fine. We can hear you. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. So he's out of third level spells. So yeah, he tries to chant. He's confused. He's gonna back up 30 feet. Back to here. Or wait, can he see you from there? Yeah, just barely. You're at the edge of his vision. Now he's going to cast Magic Missile. He's like, there we go.
Okay.
As he is a wizard and probably knows what silence is. So you take 9 points of damage as 3 Magic Missiles strike you. Pew pew pew. Resin.
I'd like to 20. I'm gonna move slowly this direction.
Yeah.
There. And then I will cast on this guy here, Toll
So-
of the Dead.
Does this thing move or does it just stay there?
Just stays there.
Oh, he should have told everyone to stay behind it.
I'm protecting everyone in the ship.
Ah, I see. All right. Okay, so you are casting Toll the Dead at which guy?
This guy here.
So that guy is invisible. I don't think you can target him.
Oh, then can I see that guy? Corner to corner.
Let's see. Line of sight. I think you can see that guy. Ooh, no, the darkness is prohibiting you from seeing that guy as well from your current position. Because all of your corners go through the darkness. Just barely.
Yep. Then I will instead dodge because I can't see any of them.
Okay, so you dodge for the time being. Arnis.
Is this ship no longer moving?
It isn't, because the door opened. So it seems like Nathaniel stopped it for now.
So he can do one thing, but know what we need him to. Okay. So I can't see basically anything past this guy here. Why not?
You can see everything, I think. I mean, from your position, yeah, I mean, you can see this guy. You can't see him because he's invisible. You can see this guy. Yeah, you can see... I don't know. How far does your dark vision go?
It's 60. It's standard 60. So,
Okay. So,
I can
yeah, you
see
could
him.
probably see a couple of guys.
And this guy you said is invisible.
Yeah, he's marked with the invisibility. You can hear him. You can't see him, though. So you know someone's there.
15, 20, 25, 35, right? Because I did it twice. That's 10.
Oh, Deska, you've been giving everyone temp HP, right?
I was just about to say I missed Resin's turn, but
Okay, so you could just everyone keep an
what
eye
I
out at the end of your turn to get those. So where are you going, Arnis?
I just want to make sure I get it right. So diagonal, 2 diagonals is 15 feet, correct?
Yes.
So that's 35. And I'm in light now, correct? Because of Laz.
I don't
Like, is
think
this light
you-
right here?
I don't think there's any light outside the ship right now. It's all dark out here. I think there was a torch in the cave, but that might have been left over. So no, I think you're in complete darkness.
No, I can't see anything now. Shift. 35 next to this guy. And this is 40 right there.
Okay, yeah.
And hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. Can I see the mage now?
Well, let me see. Yes,
Is that-
just barely. He's down here at the edge of your vision.
Alright, so we're going to shadow step. Boom, right there in front of him. And attack.
He is taken off guard as you suddenly poof in next to him. Bap. Yeah, 19 will strike.
The scroll thing is actually exceptionally annoying for such a small thing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
everyone is annoyed by that. I don't know. Fucking roll 20, man.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
So 8 points of damage to the wizard with the first hit. And he must make a concentration check to hold the greater invisibility he cast. So, con save. Yeah, he holds his spell. Second attack, 19.
19.
That will hit him as well. For another 14. Okay.
And another con save. Yeah, another concept.
Oh, he drops it, and this guy would appear.
Movement, action, bonus action. Done.
All right, Fitz.
Wow, I feel like it's been an eternity.
You're still very tired.
Yeah, no, and like, oh, whoops. Sorry, I did not mean to move that. I was trying to scroll up so I can get to my character. I can't see anything, so I'm just gonna come over here next to my girl Deska and maintaining concentration on the silence.
Okay.
And I will ready action attack if I see anything, but I am not getting any closer to the fighting, and that's my turn.
All right, Kavarius.
All right. Mr. Cal is going to go here first. Going to attack this motherfucker. Reckless, everything good.
Alright, he swings at him. 14 would... actually, you do have flank. So...
Well,
Plus,
It's
maybe.
with reckless, anyways.
Alright, so
I'm
yeah,
outside
that would
the
hit.
darkness. Okay.
So he goes down. Oh! Anything else?
Yeah, he's gonna come down here and then up to this motherfucker and attack him.
Okay. Uh, 17 will just... Or wait, 18 will actually just hit. So he takes 31 now. And he yells, "Barbarian, bring him down quick!" Anything else?
You have another attack. You took an enemy down. You get a third
Oh yeah,
attack.
that's right. I'm gonna attack again.
Okay.
Great Weapon Master, baby.
Yeah, that would strike for another 28, and he is badly wounded.
Alright, that's it.
The elite warrior goes. He is going to stab at Cav with advantage. Short sword. Yep, 21 will strike you. So you are struck for 10 poison and 4 piercing. Or wait, what type of barbarian are you?
Totem. So poison, I believe, is also halved.
Is it bear?
Everything?
You said?
Yeah, everything but
Yeah,
psychic.
Totem Bear.
Alright, so you take 9 points of damage as you are stabbed by that guy. He will swing a second time. Actually, what spells does he have? Well, no, he already swung, so he can't cast a spell anyway. Attacks you a second time. 26, I believe, would strike.
Yep.
So you take 7 and 4. So 11 points of damage. Deska.
Okay. I will move to here.
Okay.
Ooh, excuse me. I will bonus action. So I can see this guy, right? He's like not invisible or anything like that.
Yes, you can see him.
What's up with this guy? I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay. So he does have
There's a
some
lot
cover,
going on.
but yeah, you can shoot at him.
I will do that. Boom.
No, so 11 would not be enough, and he would dodge out of the way.
Dang it, dude. I will bonus action dash my diddly ass back over here.
And go back into the darkness. Lazarus.
Alright, let's go for this guy again.
Okay. 24 will strike him, doing 8 points of damage. He goes down.
Alright, I'm gonna attack this guy. He attacked me, so I should be able to know where he is, even if he's invisible.
He's not invisible.
Oh, he's not invisible?
Arnis disrupted the spell, so he's no longer invisible.
Alright, well, I'm gonna attack.
19 plus 4, yeah, that will strike for 8 points of damage.
And I'll move here.
Alright, the elite warrior goes. He's gonna check his spell book. What does
Little
this do
fight.
again? Oh, no, he's not going to do that. He's just going to step here, uninterested in
Elijah, don't get
Lazarus,
that.
and
I didn't
attack
realize.
Kavarius. Laz doesn't get what?
I was saying he doesn't get that because I just realized he was out of the aura.
Oh, yeah, no, he wouldn't get that. So he's going for Kavarius, stabbing at you. 19, I believe, would hit you, right?
Yes.
Alright, so he stabs you for 5 points of damage with the first attack as you continue to rage through the pain. Second attack, 17, I believe, still hits you, right?
Nope.
Or no, it doesn't.
18.
18 would, or 17 would just miss. Alright, so that's it for him. The drow there is dead. Or wait, did I just delete the wrong one? I think I did. Alright, so this guy goes, the one who's over here. He's going to take a shot at Kavarius because he sees him leaving himself open. Donk. 23. So Kavarius is struck for 3 piercing and must make a con save. Which I don't know if he can even fail this saving throw, but we'll see. Oh, maybe. No, with +4, that would still make it. So no, Kavarius resists the sleep, just taking the 1 point of piercing damage. This guy back here is going to also be weirded out by Kavarius and take a shot at him. 16 would miss, especially with the cover. The mage goes. What's he gonna do?
He just goes to nothing.
No, he's definitely gonna do something. He's gonna cast Fly on himself. Oh wait, no he's not, never mind. Oh, actually he can do it as a 4th level spell. So yeah, he's gonna cast Fly. And he is going to fly up in the air in the cave. Arnish, you would get an Oppie on him as he does this.
Hells yeah.
28 will strike for 14 or 15 damage. And the mage looks very wounded, though still
Question.
alive.
He's got to
I don't
make a
know how-
concentration.
Oh, true.
He does.
And I was gonna say, I don't know how it works, but could he stun off of a attack of opportunity?
He could, but he did not say he was doing that.
Yeah, just check.
I can't because it's not my turn.
No, you
Right?
can. You
'Cause
can do it on any attack.
I can burn a key point, although it's not my turn. That's why I've never done that.
Yes, so you can anytime if you read the stun, it's anytime you. I mean, you could post it if you want. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I didn't.
Good, you
get
can
it.
post it. We can
Yeah.
double check.
I
Yeah,
think that's one of the
okay.
things that makes monks really good is that you can just on any attack you can proc your stunning strike.
Missiles. Hold on, I gotta scroll forever. Slow fall, stunning strike.
Alright, so he flies
That
over
man's
this way.
Sturdy.
I'm assuming it. Oh,
When you hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, it doesn't say it has to be on your turn. So yes, you, as I thought, you can stun whenever you hit, if you want to spend
Okay,
the key
then.
point.
Just keep that.
I'm
in
gonna
mind.
spend the key. I'm
You
gonna spend the
can
key
at
point.
this point. You would have had to have done it
Okay.
when you first hit, but yes, going forward, whenever you hit something, you can stun.
Okay. Did he hold his concentration? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So that's it for the mage. He kind of flew over this way into the darkness. Resin.
Alright, I'm gonna move up to here and see this guy that they're fighting, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
This guy?
Yeah.
Alright, so you chant sending necrotic energy at him. He will attempt to resist. 17, I believe, would make it.
Correct. And that will be it.
Alright, Arnis.
And then you can.
All right. So he flew over that way. I can still see him though, correct?
Yes, though he's 30 feet in the air.
25, 30, 35. So he's 30 feet in the air.
Yes.
That's 35. I'm going to stop. And I'm going to whip daggers at him.
Alright, it would be a disadvantage because it's long range, but go ahead.
From there? 5, 10,
Yeah,
15.
dagger range is 20 feet for short
It's
range.
Okay.
20.
So
There we go.
he is still long range.
Yeah, okay. So disadvantage.
Even if you went right under him, he'd still be 30 feet away.
I'm not going to do that because if I miss, I hit myself in the face.
Oh, but 24 will strike him.
All right.
So a dagger hits him as he's flying
Uh-huh.
around.
Hold on, I'm going to scroll down. There we go.
He would take 8 piercing, look very wounded, and have to make a con save.
Fall and die, please.
Nope.
Oh, my God.
He is hardy.
This motherfucker. Then the second dagger thrown at him. No.
You couldn't pull out a second dagger because you already used your item
Okay.
interaction.
Oh,
Yeah, at this point you would already. Yeah, you could pull out if you had it out already. You could have thrown it and pulled out another one, but yeah, you
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy's probably not going to be too fucking pleased with me. So we are going to 15, 30. 30. Can I see that? Yeah, I can see that.
but
I'm gonna
you
step on
still
the-
do have an attack, so if you want, you could bop that guy in the back of the head. You did one attack, but you technically have 2 with extra.
You're not there, Deska.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just didn't want him.
I
to
can't
forget
see
he can
that
still
guy.
attack.
I can't
No,
see that guy.
You can see
at
that
all.
guy.
No, I mean like Mike cannot see that guy on the screen at all.
You don't see this guy right here?
I don't see a single thing. All I
Uh,
see is rough terrain.
I mean, you can't see this guy?
If I move next to him, I can see a very light outline right now. That's it.
Huh. Oh,
What?
maybe your computer's darkness is higher than mine or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you ever want me to tell you where people are, you can ask,
Yeah.
and I can tell you, like, if you don't see them on the screen.
Well, I never would have asked because I never saw it. So I mean, it's it. No, I'm just gonna continue to shadow step there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Fitz.
Fitz still sees nothing going on, so I am going to bonus action, steady aim, and hold my action to attack somebody.
All right. So you're readying your attack. Kavarius.
Move here. Attack that motherfucker.
All right. So
With,
you're
reckless.
raging recklessly.
Reckless attack.
So 24 will strike.
Whoa, shit, that's horns. Fuck.
Well, roll again. Sorry. Yeah, that was the wrong one. But a 25 will still strike. So you do 25 damage on the first attack.
And here's the second.
Yeah, 24 or 26 actually will hit. For another 25, and he's looking badly wounded. Anything else?
No.
Alright, the elite warrior is dead. Deska.
Alright. I will move to here.
Okay.
And I will fire at this guy.
Alright, so you take a shot down at him.
Definitely gonna hit him this time. Give me 1 second. Boom.
Yeah, that will crit him.
Oh, let's go. Okay, boom.
Alright, so he takes an arrow from nowhere and goes down. Do you have sneak attack?
No, it just automatically rolls
Okay.
a sneak. So it's on
So 17, yeah, that would still take him down, which would cause the darkness to vanish. Fitch, you can now see this guy, so you can take your reaction if you want.
Nice. Just to make sure that I wasn't cheating, I can still bonus action, steady aim, then hold my attack, or do I not get the effects of steady
No,
aim?
you wouldn't get the effects of steady aim.
Okay, so I'm attacking this person at disadvantage.
Steady aim is only till the end of the current turn for your first attack, I believe. 17 or 15 with disadvantage would miss him.
Okay. I tried. That's me.
Lazarus.
Let's attack this
I
time.
didn't hit. Did I?
Alright, you come in for the flank. 21 plus 2 is 23. That will strike. For 9 slashing. He is very wounded, but still up. 17 will not be enough, and he will block that one.
17, 19. Because I have...
Oh, right, with the flank, he will parry. Ding.
Okay.
That is it for you.
Yes.
The elite warrior goes. He's going for Cav again. Doing his multi-attack. 25, I'm assuming, gets you. For 4 and 1, 5.
Okay.
And
Did Cav get Channel Divinity? Sorry, I wasn't here.
He did like a while back, but I think it immediately got
Alright.
eaten up by an attack.
You still had 2 left over, so use that. There we go.
Alright, and 24 is going to get you again for 7 damage. And that's it for the elite warrior. The drow over here. He's going to shoot at Deska. He sees Deska shoot his buddy. He's going to take a shot at you. 15 would just miss you, ending his turn. The mage is going to fly away. He's going to fly south into the cave somewhere. And then he's going to fly again south somewhere. As you hear him swooping away down the halls. Resin.
I'm going to bonus action healing word Laz.
Alright.
9.
Laz, you gain 9 health. Feeling a bit better.
And then I'm going to toll the dead, the guy that they're flanking.
Alright, he will attempt his wisdom save. 19 would make it, and he resists your necrotic energies. Anything else?
That will be it.
Alright, Arnis.
So there's a guy right here.
Where?
Is there still a guy right up there?
You see him laying on the ground now, so he's probably dead.
So I don't see anything from down here.
Let's see. You have 60 feet. You probably hear like a bunch of movement back from where the ship is, but you don't hear anything around you.
Alright, so we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40. Do I see anything yet?
There's a guy over here on the rocks there.
Okay. Is he on the rocks or is he behind them?
He's on top of them. He's probably reloading his crossbow right now.
Alright, I'm going to shadow step right next to him and attack.
Poof. It's like, huh? So you go at him. He dodges your first punch. Whoa.
Scroll down.
Scroll, scroll, scroll. Broken roll 20.
Yeah.
But 28 will land a solid hit. The second punch.
And we're going to try to stun him as well.
You won't have to because you broke his neck.
No. So it worked very well.
He goes down from that punch.
So I've only got 5 feet of movement left in that. Will you let me take this step right here?
Yeah, that's fine. You hop down off the rocks. Fitz.
Yep, that's it.
At this rate, so I can still see this gentleman right here who's still alive somehow, correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to steady aim this time.
Looks very wounded.
Steady aim to neutralize the disadvantage, so just a straight up shot.
Okay.
Yeah!
19 is going to hit him. So as he's trying to hold off Laz and Cav, you wouldn't get sneak because you have disadvantage, but the shot would bring him down. Even if there's a wash, if you have disadvantage in the equation, you lose sneak.
Even if I have an ally within 5 feet?
Yes.
Gotcha.
If you ever have disadvantage during an attack, you just don't get sneak attack.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, you have to have an ally and like either advantage or a
or a normal roll.
attack.
Okay,
Yep.
but I'll take it. I did something! Yay!
You sigh as your body is just racked in pain.
I lose
Gordon,
2
you got
fingers pulling the bow back.
I'm very tired. So yeah, the group is safe. Lazarus is a little beat up, and Cav took some hits, but overall everyone's doing okay. What does the group want to do?
See, that was easy.
Yes,
Me and
that's-
Gav had it.
Swear to God, the first poison roll you do, it's like, alright, you mail and fall asleep. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was imagining
Would've
it going.
been-
You're like,
Which
I'll
would've-
hold them
Would
off.
have happened without the bless, yeah. Cav says, I'm glad you all came with us. I'm not so sure we would have had that.
Laz, you're half elf, right?
Quite exactly, yes.
Does half elf get the?
I don't
Sleep
believe
thing?
so, no. I think
okay.
it's only pure elves. half elves get
Oh,
some charisma
makes-
stuff, but
No, half elves get it's by magical means only, not poison. When it comes to saving throws.
I see that makes sense.
Alright, let's go back inside.
Oops.
Yep.
all right. So Nathaniel says, "I saw you all moving around out there. Well done. See, I
Good
told
job,
you."
Nathaniel, doing nothing.
I'm trying to find the blessed book and I can't find it. Oh my god, I hate this blessed book.
I think it's right at the yeah. All right, so you all and you don't have to actually move back into the ship, but theater of the mind at this point, you would all re-enter the ship. Nathaniel says, "Did they have anything of value?"
You want to go check?
Yeah,
I'm-
why don't you do that?
He says, "I'm fine just leaving. I just thought I'd ask. Sometimes the
Well-
drow have things that are useful."
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
one
I'll
got away,
check.
so we don't have time. One got
Oh.
away.
Well, if one got away, maybe we should just go.
Too late. Lazarus got out and
Lazarus is like, nope. And he goes out, and Nathaniel sighs. All right, so Lazarus, you are searching the dead. They have their armaments, so if you're looking for crossbow bolts or weapons, there's probably a few of those you could pick up. They also have their armor. The drow have some.
what type of armor is it?
They have it's light armor. Drow use
Yeah.
like,
Never mind.
they
You've
use
got enough sets of armor, Lazarus.
They use dodgy armor because they're more quick than like tanky, but they do have some gold. It looks like it's a different empire of gold, but if you search them, let's see, where'd the sheet go? So searching them, you would find about 70 gold pieces of a strange empire coinage. You probably can't spend this at normal places, but you could probably melt these down. So you might want to just mark those. If you take them, mark them as a special, or just drow coin, I guess. 70 drow coin.
I'll take them, but once I'm inside the ship, I'll throw it to whoever is running the
Oh yeah, whose party treasury fits.
treasury now.
Yep.
All right, so he gives you the 70 drow coin. If you search the lower level guys, they have about another 15 drow coin, so 85 total. The mage got away, unfortunately. And let's take a quick 5-minute to stretch.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
This 5 minutes was 5 minutes later. That would have been quick. God dang it.
Who's a wadi and a Buddha body?
What?
That's what it sounded like you just said.
Oh, I was saying if that 5 minute break was 5 minutes later, it would have been perfect timing.
For what?
Groceries are incoming and they need help.
Echo. God, I remember those. That's like 2002. No, that's like 99 when StarCraft first came out. It's like I need to put on pause. Mom's coming home with groceries. I'll be right back.
Oh my god.
Those were the days.
The roomie's like, I got groceries, bro, but I got too many. Alright.
Like, are any of those groceries for me though? You know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, what you got in this bag for me though?
Yeah, what do I get out of this shit?
They said they picked me up some chocolate covered almonds. So.
Chocolate covered nuts?
I can't stand you.
uh, let's see.
There's so much to read.
So much going on.
I'll be right.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back, huh?
You could buy 2 orders of Gucci booty shorts for the same price.
Well, we're back on the Gucci booty.
For the same price as 2 iPhone 14 Pro Maxes. I'm just saying.
Just saying,
Priority.
where are your priorities at?
You could wear the booty shorts with an iPhone 14 Max Pro in the back pocket.
Are you trying to sell me on Gucci shorts now?
I think at some point
Yeah,
somebody from
I just
Gucci
think-
watched the stream and it's like, this guy is great PR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get
I
some
just think you should.
some of that branding money.
Come on. Open up your
God.
PayPal.
What is
Well,
it, that
Gucci is
movie
big time.
with Jim Carrey where like his whole life is being televised and he slowly starts realizing that? And his
Truman.
wife is always like, how about we have this
Show.
delicious hot cocoa?
The Truman
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like that, just for no reason. Just like, here's an ad, said this random person,
It's true.
casually.
Though I think I have 2 or 3 people watching the stream right now, so there we go. Could start advertising Gucci. Anyone want a
Gucci.
$50 dinner roll?
Gucci is not sponsoring us, but with your help, we can
We're-
get there one day.
Yeah, let's get some sponsors. It's gonna be the odd presented by Gucci. Or Gucci Gang, yeah, then we'll officially change the name of the group to the Gucci Gang.
We're known as
We
the
just gotta
Gucci.
kill a couple people and then it'll happen.
Exactly. Alright,
Yeah.
so back to it.
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Nathaniel says, it looks like they did some damage to the back of the ship. Or I think that's what this means. And he points to, on the illusion of the ship, there's, some red glowing. He says, this is really a fascinating little ship here. But yes, I believe they did some damage, but I don't think it will prevent us from moving. I still don't know if there's a way to go quicker. It might take some time for me to look into that. For now, where should we go?
Forward.
Well, we want to try to steer. Is the ship currently pointed to the north, to where we were trying to go anyways?
He says, did any of you make maps of these surrounding caves?
Yes, I have 3 maps.
So he's digging right now. The ship is once again slowly moving forward, creating a tunnel behind. He says, unfortunately, it's going to be pretty easy to figure out where we went. You just follow the big tunnel.
Exactly.
And he takes a look at the map. He looks at the instruments and says, Fitz, could you explain this map to me a little?
Yes. This is the map.
So give me a survival check.
I keep the map in my sack, and when I get lost, I say map, map, map.
Fascinating. Oh, I forgot, so it's scrolling. Roll 20, fix it. Oh, good roll.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
it's
know.
a 24. I'll say you're taking time to kind of look at the map, look at some of the display, and you're kind of figuring out where the ship is going. So the group is traveling through the rocks. This is much more convenient. Here,
Now,
can
we were in the middle of a long rest when this all went down. So, what time is it? And
It is pretty early in the rest. I think it was during the evening. So
Okay.
it would be. Let's see. It would be about 11:30 on the same day. It's still the 61st of winter. 11:30 p.m. Sorry, give me one moment. Alright, so you are now traveling via machine. Yeah.
Gucci's roll out.
Gucci's roll out. So where are you trying to get to exactly?
So, originally, it was we get back to the prison area, and from there, we know that there are caves going to the north where the tribal areas are. So the three distinct maps that I have is I have the map of the cultist area, which I think is the general area around the fungus and like these caves that we traveled. I
Yeah.
have a map of the tribal caves, which I'm not sure exactly how that splits up or how that's different. And then I have the map of the prison, which was inside the prison. So I assume it's we backtrack to the prison, and from there we know that the other gnolls and survivors we had, they like there were some caves northward they could use to try to get there on their own, and so we just basically find those and start heading in that general direction. Which I guess since we're in this tunneling machine, we don't necessarily have to completely follow our back trail like all the way through the fungal forest. We could just, I guess, go northwest towards where we believe the armies are, somewhere in this direction. It's just, obviously going through solid rock is kind of hard to navigate.
So is that what you want to do? Do you want to try to just go north, or do you want to go to the prison first?
We'll go to the prison first, just because we know that that's like a easy point of interest, and then and from there we'll see how we're feeling, how much we want to gamble on survival checks when I'm at disadvantage for everything.
Give me a d20 roll, someone.
That's not a d20. Hey, I have disadvantage on everything, okay? Even on trying to roll.
So, luckily, part of the cave has collapsed behind you, so it might be a little bit harder to follow you now, as you've gone through some less than stable stone areas as you approach the prison. Nathaniel says, I'm getting a little tired since it's about sleep time. Should we just stop here and just sleep? He says it'll be hard to pilot this contraption if I start to lose my senses.
Yeah, we can stop and take a break. I think we all need some rest at this point.
Alright.
Yes.
So Anyone doing anything else before I pass time? 1,000, 2, 1,003. All right, time is passing.
Alright.
It is now 7 a.m. the next day, and you all finish a long rest.
Okay, before we actually complete the... I gotta roll something really quick.
7:30 a.m.
Okay. Deska does not have a restful sleep and does not benefit from a long rest.
Okay, so you
PTSD.
do you sleep or do you?
I attempt to, but cannot restfully sleep, so I do not gain the benefits of what would be a long rest.
All right, so unfortunately, you would also gain a level of exhaustion.
Understandable.
As failing to sleep during the evening will give you exhaustion. And spend a day's worth of rations for each of you to eat.
Can't we just eat one of the knolls?
I mean, we could, but they're probably dirty.
The gnolls have their
Whoa.
own food. If you all need some food, they can try to take some from their supply.
No, he said eat
No.
the gnolls. No, not feed the gnolls.
Oh yeah, I know what he said. They would offer you food before you start eating their tribe members. Like, could you just not eat us and we'll give you food?
No, that's an option.
It's on the table. It's under revision.
Yeah. Give me your youngest first. We'll go from there.
Yeah. Get the old chewy ones. We don't want the old chewy one.
Yeah, exactly, right?
All right.
Fitz,
Clearly
Fitz,
tired the next day.
Fitz, how many levels of exhaustion are you at now?
I am at Le 3.
Okay. I'll remove one of them now.
All right. So
Hey,
you
look at
are
that.
casting Greater Restoration. Go ahead and spend the Diamond Dust, and which you can replace with religious components if you have those.
I do.
Okay.
Cool.
So you are one level less of exhaustion, down to 2.
Ooh, I am very thankful for that.
Nathaniel stretches and says, "All right, let's see what I can do." And we'll once again start traveling with the machine. Wow, 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 wow. All right. So, still technically underground. He says, "I think we're getting close to the prison area. Do you want me to try to go under the tower?"
You under the tower? Which tower are you talking about?
The prison.
Like
the
under the
prison
prison?
tower. Yes.
Oh, under the prison. Yeah. I mean, like,
Or
there
we
wa-
can
ooh.
submerge, or we could drill up in front of it. I wasn't sure. He says, I haven't, well, maybe I could even drill into it. I don't know how this works, but that might be dangerous.
No, we're definitely not drilling under a building. That seems, as you said, a little dangerous. No, let's. And at this point, I'll ask the group. I'm like, I have maps for the area we came through, but I don't think any of those are really valid considering we're tunneling under everything. Do we want to just get up to the area we were in and then just drive around in this thing, not necessarily tunnel, but just use it as transportation, or do we want to attempt to tunnel all the way to the army, hopefully, if everything goes well? And I open up the forum for people to give any input.
Nathaniel says, well, I don't see why we don't just go someplace. If we can stay out of the reach of our enemies using the machine. I don't know what other dangers we might face going through solid rock, but that would be my vote, is to just go right where we want to go.
I agree with the chatty one.
All right, Cav.
You're chatty.
I think you meant caddy one.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes to both.
Okay, so then we will continue drilling, but we are not going to drill under the prison unless Nathaniel believes that us drilling under the building won't cause the building to collapse on us.
I would be weary. So yes, let us avoid that. So where do you want him to go exactly?
I guess if we're just gonna drill, then just keep going northwest. I think because the two gates. So here was the main camp. Somewhere around here, or here's that watchtower. And I think the main camp was somewhere around here. And so this is the entrance we originally took when we first came here to scout out. So I guess aim for that entrance right there, because that's also where the army should be.
Okay. So he nods and continues to drill. Give me. He says, I might need the expertise of some of you cave dwellers. Could you? He says, I know you are a bit tired, Fitz, but your continued help for navigation would be useful.
You're being too nice. Yes, I will do what I can to help.
I will provide guidance.
So I can take up to 2 rolls from the group using survival to try to keep from tunneling into a place where it might collapse or some kind of bad thing would happen.
Who are you guidancing?
That's gonna guide it.
You, yeah. Fits.
I'll guidance
Oh.
whoever does the second roll.
I'm both getting touched? Wow.
Well, then if he's gonna guidance you, then I would guidance the other guy.
So survival's wisdom, and if I remember correctly, nobody has survival except for Fitz, right?
Yeah, I think you're the second best if you're gonna help.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah, you can do untrained. It would just be a wisdom roll. Alright, so 12.
16 total for me.
Oh, okay.
13.
With the D4 guidance.
16. Alright. So 16 is not too bad. Even tired, you're still pretty effective at doing
You got a whole
your
14.
survival thing.
Thanks, Tesker and Raz.
So you are tunneling. Let's see how much time has passed. It is now about 12:30 in the afternoon on the next day when you finally get to where you want to get.
And where is that?
You said over here, right?
Okay, cool.
We're trying to get to the army, right?
Yeah. Which should be somewhere past those gates.
Yep.
We don't know
Punch
what.
it, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Punch it.
Do you wait, did you not see the ship move?
It's next to the prison.
It's still next to the prison.
Yeah, that's weird. I moved it. Let me try that again. Oh, did I disconnect? Yeah, something's going on. Let me restart Roll20. Nope, now it's moving. Alright, so yeah, some time passes as you move through the underground, and Nathaniel says, we should be somewhere underneath where the Knoll camp is. I don't know if we want to go up into it. In fact, they may feel us rumbling around under them, so perhaps I should have come in a little slower, but this is where I believe we are.
Did we ever speed up from going deathly slow?
No, it's still pretty slow. I mean, it's quicker than if you were, navigating the caves, but it's still like land pace, like maybe speed 20 or 30.
Oh.
Definitely, though, saving time from not having to, navigate the caves because you're just drilling through. It would probably be like speed, actually more like speed 20, 10 to 20. So slow and steady.
Nathaniel has it. You haven't figured out how to go faster yet, Nathaniel?
He says, "No, you gave me an hour to figure this out, and I've just been driving. When would I have time to experiment?" He says, "I'm not going to start pressing buttons when we're in the middle of a cave that could collapse on us. I want to be in an open area."
None of us have ever died from pushing buttons. Just throwing that out there for everybody to think about.
None of us have ever.
On a long enough timeline, everyone
Yeah.
dies from pushing buttons, he says and smiles a bit. Anyway, as I said, I believe we are in the area you wanted to get to, so what shall we do?
Keep going, right? Because we wanted to. So if we're in the knoll area, then if we go northwest, we'll eventually get to a passageway that we initially used to get into this area when we first came to scout. So just keep the heading to the northwest, and then at some point we can break ground and get the fuck out of here.
He says, the problem is we can't see anything, so even if the troops...
Well, that's why I wanted to go up there, but you're like, why do that when you can go underneath and then we don't have to worry about... No,
He says, well, we could dig into an area near the camp, then I could have you all disembark and check it out.
Have us all.
Have us all. You mean you'd stay here and we'd assume all the danger?
Yes, obviously I'm the pilot, so I'm the most important one, and you all are expendable.
It's back.
Yeah.
The nagging voice in my brain is back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, he says being too nice. There you go.
Yeah,
He says, how about I move the ship to somewhere nearby, and then you all can go out and see what's going on.
Sure. Let's do that.
As long as make sure you clean up while we're away, though.
He says, how am I going to clean up? There's a bunch of gross knolls in our back compartment. Unless you're taking them with us. Or with
Whoa. You're the one that wanted to save the gross knoll, so don't be criticizing them now. How dare you?
I'm not criticizing them. I'm saying I cannot clean up while there is a bunch of people back there.
Oh, now they're people, huh?
Okay.
Oh,
now they're people. They're not gross knolls anymore.
I'll see that. Yeah.
No.
Right.
Get the fuck off my ship.
You can't just claim it. What do you mean?
I figured it out. What are you all gonna just push buttons? Yeah, I'm sure.
Can I have my dark crystal back that I discovered?
No. Obviously, the fuel cell is sealed now. You can't just take it back.
Echo. So you're saying this whole thing's a necrotic bomb waiting to happen?
Just get off my ship.
It's not yours.
It is my ship now.
Fucking Captain Picard over here. Get off my Greg.
Get off my drill machine.
All right, we get off the machine and we go investigate, I guess.
All right, so he drills upward into the actual cave area, and the party will disembark.
Reluctantly disembark.
So how do gnolls disembark?
They don't. They're staying in there with Nathaniel.
Yeah, the gnolls are going to stay here unless you want them to come with you, which you could, I guess, but they might be in danger.
They might be in the way. It's just a ladder, right? So they can get in and out normally like us.
Yeah. So the cave here does seem empty. Nathaniel, luckily his little illusion thing is able to kind of see what's right outside the ship. It seems, as long as the ship is powered. And when he drills up, he says the immediate cave shows no signs of life.
That's what he says based on his readings?
Yeah. He says it should, I don't know how safe it is, but nothing's going to attack you as far as I can tell.
Cool.
Alright, so you get off the ship and you are back out inside the cave over here. What does the group want to do?
So we're in this area right here, and this is the area we've never been in before.
No, he basically navigated to a spot where the cave was open and then just kind of surfaced there, and yeah.
So is this one of those... So I guess... Do I need to make a check to understand that I'm still seeing the map in this way? Like, as in, I know that we. Need to
You
go
would know
northwest?
because of your navigation rolls. Like, you were using survival to. You actually knew better than anyone where in the cave the ship was
Gotcha. Okay.
by
So then,
judging
yeah.
the landscape and the little illusion that was kind of navigating you.
So I know one of the things that we really weren't were well, I guess like slash curious slash didn't know how it was going to go down was like what would happen to the main Knoll camp once their leaders were dead and chaos started ensuing. So I know their main camps to the west.
The
So I
military
would-
camp, yeah.
Yeah. So I would suggest that we go to the west to see exactly what's going on. You know, since we've killed the leaders, like what's the army doing, and then we can burn that bridge on what we to go around them or go through them depending on how many people are left.
Okay. So you're traveling down the cave. And when you get there, you notice it's not lit up. Last time you came to this area, there were lights lighting up the towers. No lights are coming from the towers or the camp. It's all dark.
Okay, that's a good sign. And so I guess if there's no lights, this is one of those questions that I always have: is that we are lit up? Is Lazarus lit up?
I assume so, yeah.
So I assume that since we're lit up, everybody can see us for miles, and no one so far has made themselves known. So I guess we just keep going towards the camp, the army camp, see what's going on over there.
Yeah. All right. So you head into the camp. You would start to see dead gnolls in the area. And as you enter the camp, it is mostly abandoned. There aren't too many dead gnolls, but there are a couple. Like maybe they were killed during a retreat. There are some arrows stuck in the structures here. Investigation might also tell you some more. So 19, right?
Yeah.
So taking a look at the area and the arrows, you might point some stuff out to the group. And let's see, Arnis, you do recognize these arrows as being Steel Shadow.
Okay.
So it looks like this place was attacked by the Steel Shadow recently.
So is this the army camp or just our Knoll encampment?
This was one of the Knoll's military encampments. This was
This was the main base, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, this was one of the ones you first encountered when you came in here and snuck past the towers.
Gotcha.
Because the towers are still over here. But yeah, it looks like there were a bunch of gnolls here before at some point.
Yeah, it looks like Steel Shadow killed them all.
How the hell did they get here so quickly? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Well, they're a huge military organization. They
Well,
could be totally unrelated.
Cav says, I thought they were already here. Wasn't Arnis part of their group?
I was under the impression that they were coming from the southwest, not that they also had this place completely surrounded, it looks like.
Well, I mean, I
I
was part of the scouting party that was checking this whole area out before I was captain.
Cav looks to Arnis. He says, they must have maybe come in a little while after you were captured. He says, how long have you been with us? Several days now?
Oh, it's been weeks, hasn't it?
It's been a bit, but if that... I don't know if Cav would come up with this. Cav says... Go ahead.
Cav's newer to the group than Arnis is.
Yeah. So Cav would say, well, if they were maybe had a base close to here that you didn't know about, maybe that's where they came from. He says, I don't know much about these Steel Shadow.
Well, it's entirely possible. Like I said, they're a military organization. So we might have been scouting, and they might have been like, infantry or behind us that was coming through.
He says, though,
It's not like it's one group. It's
Yeah.
an
I
organization,
guess it's
guys.
interesting that that like there were so many gnolls that the combined forces of 3 cities wouldn't dare attack, but they're able to immediately get through. And so that makes me curious to how many people are actually here, and then also if this is just an organization, like any other mercenary group is what I equate them to, then how many people are they dedicating to this one project, and what the hell is this project about then? Those are things that I kind of like as we're going through and looking at arrows, and you're giving us little backstory about this and that. That's the stuff that I would be that I'm talking about.
Well, it depends what who's paying, and what the mission is. I mean, it's
yes, that is strange that this group would even care about just some faction of gnolls.
somebody coughed up the money.
At least from my experience with the Empire, I know they don't usually pay much mind to something this far outside their borders. And this is an Empire organization, isn't it?
Yes. No. What? Yes.
Empire organization?
Well, the Steel Shadow, I believe, is based within the human empire, is it not?
Yes.
He nods. Says, at least from what you were telling us, Arnis.
Well, that's my understanding of it.
He shrugs. He says, as long as we can get all... Actually, what was Cav's motivation in all this? I think he was just kind of wandering, right?
He was getting
Impressed.
his clan back.
Yeah, he got his tribe back, and then
Where is your tribe right now?
We sent them back to the camp.
with
Oh,
The
right,
Stellan.
right. Yeah, with the Stellan. So they're you're assuming they're back up at the Sharp Rock, unless something happened. Okay. Yeah, so he says, maybe we should check on my people. I am a bit worried that this camp has fallen so easily. These Steel Shadow could be a danger to everyone in the area.
Now, originally, when we set them off, they were going with Garu, and they were or Garo, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they're going through the caves underneath, which is through
Yeah.
troll territory, so it was a little bit dangerous.
And they were headed to Sharp Rock, and from Sharp Rock, they were then going to go to the armies, which is why I gave them that note saying, "Hey, these people here."
Yeah, and did
let
you
them
send
through.
them? And you sent them through the temple, didn't you?
I think so. I think what we ended up doing is, yeah, we sent them up through the Sharp Rock, and then from there they were going to go through the temple to get to safety.
Oh, so yeah, they might be long gone by now then, because it's been a couple of days.
Yeah, that's also just for just to recap what's going on there, because obviously that's a lot of background stuff, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, so they came up to the Sharp Rock base, and their orders from there were to head through the temple that you had befriended, the old temple of Heronius,
Yep.
and make their way out through the other side of the cave back towards your people. Who, I mean, they could very well just get lost in the caves, because, I mean, there's a lot of different areas, but yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll see. So what does the group want to do? This place seems to have been attacked, and judging by how few soldiers are here, you wonder if they had already pulled out the majority of their forces to help with the cave-in that you caused. That might be why there's so few corpses.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it may, especially if we're gonna follow the RP and Cav says that, I say I don't see any harm in us going to the northeast to the Sharp Rock Cave, because that's where they would have gone in that direction to see if they were successfully made out of the cave or not. And then from there we can keep going.
Cav nods. He says, it would put my mind at ease to know where my people are.
Okay.
Alright, so the group is headed back to the machine. Any other actions before you head out of the camp? Okay. So the group heads back over to your machine. Re-embarking, you would see all the survivors are happy to see that you are all right. Nathaniel would start things up again. He says, I could use your help navigating.
Again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby, who you think? That's that's 13 this time.
Okay. And who's helping?
I think it was Arnis last time.
Arnis, right.
He wants to continue helping me, since I'm still
I
very
shall.
woozy.
Well, 16, alright. So you, once again, begin traveling through the underground. I have to reopen my calendar because I reloaded. So it takes you another hour to dig through underneath. Re-emerging. Well, are you gonna? Where exactly are you gonna come up with this ship?
If we can, like in the area outside of their village, in case they're still living there, and we don't just like tear up their
Destroy all their houses.
We've come to spread America and just destroy their homes.
All right. So yeah, you Nathaniel would navigate to. He says, "How close do we want to get? Or is this good?"
I mean, so far, well, I guess, yeah, like outside it, because if there are still shadow people doing their thing, then we need to be a little bit cautious about just showing up in between all of them.
Okay.
Though that is one way to get the element of surprise. Just be like, yo, we got a machine!
Alright, so the group once again surfaces. Nathaniel says it is safe, and you would disembark. A little while later, as you're coming off the ship, you would see a bunch of gnolls rushing towards the ship from over here, from the main gate.
Do I recognize an insignia, or can we not see because we're not?
It's pretty dark out here, so you can't really see them too well, and they can't see you very well. What do you want to do? You assume it's the Sharp Rock, unless there was someone else in the city.
Yeah, I would, disembark. I mean, we gotta see who we're dealing with, so...
Oh, no, well, you already disembarked. It's
we did disembark already.
Yeah, so as you come off the ship, you see a bunch of them rushing towards the ship.
Well, I guess I would nudge Nathaniel and be like, do your thing. He's the only one that can talk to Knowles.
I'm still on the ship.
Well,
You need me to come with you? Oh, gods.
Yes, because we cannot talk to them.
someone needs to talk to these barbarians. My goodness.
So... That's true, and you have those other gnolls with you who can't speak. Oh, wait, do any of them speak common? I don't think so.
I think you gave us a freebie last one and said one of them did, but I think that's just because you didn't want to deal with doing Nathaniel stuff. So I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't believe they do. Alright, sure. So,
Ukin is the one that is leading the Sharp Rock right now.
oh, I think he did speak common.
Yeah.
So, as they approach, they do have some light sources, and they would rush up threateningly, but recognize the group. And one of them smiles and waves at, I'll say Fitz, because he recognizes you. And he motions for you all to follow. And they all seem to be looking very confused at this strange metal thing you just came off of.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Several of the gnolls on the ship will disembark and begin talking to them. And they seem amazed by this machine.
Do they as like they gesture us to go with them, so I assume we do. But as we're going, do I notice any of them? Any of them look wounded? Do any of them look like they've been through combat recently? The Sharp Rock people that are greeting us.
No, they actually look pretty good. Like they look relaxed.
Oh, nice.
Good for them.
Their crow lines are disappearing. One of them started working out recently, so he's looking real well. Okay, cool. Okay.
But no, they don't seem like they've been in combat.
And then I guess either if Ukin's not with them, then I would ask Nathaniel to ask them where Ukin is, and if we can have a
So
powwow real
Nathaniel walks out, uses his ability, and is like, and they look at him and go,
like, wait, no,
I think that's the best Nathaniel impression yet.
no. We don't need
Nathaniel
bardic
speaking
inspiration,
null.
Nathaniel, please.
I don't know. That just sounded to Nathaniel for me.
So yeah, they kind of make some barking noises back and forth. Nathaniel says, Uken is within their city. They say things have been going well. I asked them if they've been attacked. They said no. Things have been quiet, and apparently our people are still here as well. They arrived a few days ago, though apparently they were attacked by some of the trolls and took some losses.
Well, rip. All right, let's go see our boys and/or girls.
Alright, do you need me to come in with you, or can you speak with Uken?
If Ukin speaks common, then we'll be fine. So you can protect your ship.
He says, I believe he does, but if you need me, I'll just be here.
Okay.
Alright, so you go with the gnolls.
I would say, since it seems like the village is safe, will you actually bring the machine closer to the village so there's no reason to be parked so far away if something happens to you?
I can. I might want your help driving, as I don't want to break something in their village, and I'm still not very good at navigating myself.
We know.
Okay. Well, you can go. Okay, never mind then. Just close the door and remember platypus, and then yeah.
He nods.
Yeah.
Closing the door, and actually all the gnolls are gonna go with you guys unless you tell them not to.
No, bring them in.
Okay.
That way Nathaniel
Bring
can
'em
clean
out,
up
bring 'em
like
out.
he promised.
So you get inside. Uken is there. He says, it is good to see you all are well. He looks at the gnolls following you, getting a little bit tensed, and he says, these are cultists, growling a bit. Why have you brought them here?
Because the cultist leaders are dead. So now they're just your fellow Knoll brothers and sisters who need to be shown the way. And I know if anybody here can do that, it's you and Garu.
Give me a persuasion check.
That was pretty eloquently put. Wow.
Oh,
Only a
rolls.
16 still because I'm still
So-
disadvantaged on everything.
He seems hesitant. He says, these people have caused so much death and disruption to several of the clans. I don't know if they should be shown mercy.
Remember, last time we were here, we had to kill a couple Sharp Rock to get our message across. So if you have to do the same to them, that's fine. They understand power, and as of now, you're the power. So whatever we can do to help you with that, we will. But we still need to make sure that the rest of the cultists are taken care of elsewhere. So we're here to check on you and the survivors and then move on, because there's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, we've been doing well. Somewhat separated from the calamities. I have heard word that there was a great crash within the main encampment. Some of my scouts have told me. I assume that was the work of your group.
Actually, no. We think that the cultists were able to summon some kind of monster, some kind of image of a Nagu. And when they made that summoning, we think that the earthquake happened because the power got out of control. All we did was make sure that they were dead. But laughably, it's their own power that was their undoing.
Give me a deception check.
This is going to go well.
Inspiration?
No, I don't have any. Boop. 10.
He gives you a bit of a look. He says, well, whatever happened.
I give him one of those elbows as if, like, this is the official story.
Are you going to try to whisper something to him?
No, I just, give him an elbow. And as he gives me that side look, I give him a side look back.
The elbow, the 6-foot-tall dog man.
Yep.
He considers what you said for a moment and just nods, and he says, well, whatever happened. It seems that the cultists are all in a state of uproar. Everything has been turned on its head. The defensive armies guarding the main entryways to the cave have all moved around, and it seems, at least for now, the cult as a whole is broken. I don't know if any of the leaders still live.
We don't believe they do, but there's always a chance they might have gone away if there's some tunnels underneath, but it's very unlikely. We checked out the crash point where they were, and it seems very unlikely they survived. But there are other issues now. With the cult's power base taken out, we have seen groups of Trow hunting gnolls, either to take land or to look for something, we don't know. And also there's a mercenary group in the caves as well. Not to be confused with us. These are known as Steel Shadow. And I guess at this point, Arnis...
He would nod and say, we have seen these humans. We lost some scouts to them, actually.
We don't know what either group are doing here, but with the cultists gone, they're both taking advantage of the chaos. So I would advise heavily that any refugees you take in, do so. But unless... if any humans come and they don't know of us specifically by name, or we're not with them, then I wouldn't trust them if they're trying to get through. We still haven't gone to the army yet to let them know what happened, so they shouldn't be here yet.
Yes, we have not seen any mention of your army, though admittedly we don't know much about the human tribes in the area. There's also elves moving through these caverns. Dark elves. They are also seemingly hostile to the cultists and to us. And he says, it's been a bit of a mess, so what do you plan to do?
You too, babe. Sorry, I had to give my girlfriend a kiss. I would say, and I'll look around. What time of the day is it now? Like, how long have we been traveling?
It is... it's about 2 o'clock.
Okay. So, I would say our goal was to make sure that that Garu and Estellan and the survivors all made it here and were doing well. Were you planning... we gave them a note originally to grab you all and take you through the temple to where the human armies are waiting.
He says, yes, they told us of your plan. Although we are a bit unsure if we want to leave just yet, especially going through this Temple of Heronius that so many of our people have been killed within.
I would say, do you expect your tribe to fare better when we leave if the Dark Elves or the other humans show up in force?
He says, I don't know, but is there a different way that our tribe could travel besides through the temple?
There are other ways that are probably more dangerous because in those areas, the area that we were originally traveling to, we've seen signs of those humans in force. So there are other ways. I just think that the temple is the best way because we've already helped pacify the ghosts in there. So Cav's been through there, and I'll point to Cav. Wait, no, Cav, you didn't go through the temple with us, did you?
No, he was after.
He was after, yeah. It was here that we found him at Sharp Rock, so no, so never mind. So not Cav. I would say I would say we've already been through the temple and we've helped cleanse it to a point where we think that you would be able to get through. But if you're that adamant to not use it, we could try to see if there's a clear path using one of the other routes. But that would take a lot longer.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, God damn it. I want to be talking. Oh, okay, I'll take it.
He says, all right, you've done much for us, and if you say the temple is safe, then I shall trust you. We shall make our way through and I guess try to establish a new village somewhere on the other side. This will be a
Wait
big
a second,
step
Lou.
Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like I had a thought process. When we found the temple, was it because that one random mage we found, that lady that Deska fell in love with immediately, did she teleport us to that ledge? And then
she did, yeah.
So where was that ledge? That ledge was overlooking.
You don't know, actually. It's not anywhere on this map. It is, you don't know how to get to there, or from there back to your people.
So never mind. So then, okay, I wanted to confirm that because I was thinking, I'm like, wait a second, like, do we even know how to get to our people from there? So scratch that. Scratch everything I just RP'd.
All right.
Because it doesn't make sense for me to convince them to take a path that we don't know anything about.
Well, so he would say, if it's a way out, it might be worth going. I wouldn't know where to go from there, but we could at least look for a place to start a new town that would be away from this cave.
Yeah, it could be. I am just worried because... and then at this point, I'll turn the forum over to Cav, and I'll grab Cav. And I assume that, like, with us meeting there, that Estellan and his tribe come up, and they're all, like, having their, like...
Cav has been talking to his people. He has Estellan with him and his remaining tribe members. And he says, I think I'm going to bring my tribe with the Sharp Rock. And at least for now, we will ally and work together to move someplace safe where both of our peoples can flourish. But I would like to thank you all for all you've done for me and for helping me save my people.
He takes off his loincloth and gives it over to Lazarus. You're the greatest warrior I know. You deserve this.
Although it's a little long.
And he would go to shake Lazarus's hand. He says, I would have gladly died in those caves with you, my brother.
The end of the Gucci Gang.
Is Lazarus going to shake his hand? Is Lazarus muted?
I feel like Lazarus, like when there's a long...
He's
Okay.
probably crying. He's probably crying.
He's crying.
Yeah.
My brother.
Like the Gucci Gang, no.
My brother.
Oh, man.
No, what I really feel like happens is that when we go through these segments where there's a lot of RP, he just kind of checks out, and then
He goes and makes a sandwich. It's like, wait,
yeah,
are we
and then
killing
we
things
suddenly
again?
see Lazarus. He's like, wait, what?
Are you
All
there,
right.
Lazarus?
Check out, because I'm gonna give him a hug as well. A manly hug.
All right. You
A
give
manly hug.
you give him a hug. He's quite a bit bigger than you,
Hugs
but
I gave to Weston.
it's like hugging a bear.
Oh, no.
Alright, so as he goes to shake your hand, maybe you're like, the hell with that, and you just pull him in for a big hug. He nods and says, it was good to know you, my friend. I hope we can meet again in the future.
We won't.
I'll be sure to.
That's okay.
I'll be sure always to look behind fences for minotaurs tied up in the future.
He nods. He says, that would be wise. And he gives you a smile. So they are kind of getting their tribe together, joining up with the Sharp Rock. And Cav will say, he looks to Fitz and says, I can help navigate. And what is the final goal? Did you wish for the Sharp Rock to join your community?
I think that we, at the end of the day, what led us out here was to deal with the cultists, and whatever we could to help the Knoll tribes was a task given to us by the Blood Shield? Question mark.
Shroom Shield.
Shroom Shield. Yeah, it was
Good
the Blood
old
Claw and the
Dosha.
Shroom Shield. are both outside?
Yeah, those were your allies. Dosha is probably with the army still.
Yeah,
he
is.
was your original ally.
So I would just say, it was the Blood Claw and the Shroom Shield that originally asked us to make sure that the gnolls that could be saved were saved. So whether it is you want to come join us and join them, or if you wish to just find a place of your own so you can rebuild, I'll leave that up to you. But I do know that I will spread the word that the Sharp Rock and the Long Spear, whatever survivors there are honorable tribes and worthy of giving aid if you do make your way to human lands.
He nods. He says,
Essentially,
oh, go ahead.
essentially what he means here, Cav, is if you want to start on your own, go for it. You good people will pass the word. But if you want to go to Candleholm and you want to join that community and make it stronger, that would be welcome too.
He says, that sounds like a good place for my people, but I don't know if we can find our way from the temple to where you are. Still, if what you say is true and the Steel Shadow, this human clan, are murdering our brethren, then it might be wise to leave for now. Maybe you could come find us later.
Side quest accepted.
Yeah. Lead the Sharp Rock and Cavs people back to your community for more people.
So I would ask them how long would it take for them to pack up and leave.
We must gather enough food to support us, at least for maybe a couple of weeks, while our hunters gather more from the caves over there. I would say at least 2 or 3 hours.
Turning to the group, I would say since they need time to leave, I don't mind us sticking around here so that we can make sure
watching
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because our boy Cav deserves it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
I gotta cut out early, but Deska will make grabby hands and try to hug Cav, but he's super ass tall, so she's very short. But she give him a hug and then.
Sure. You hug his leg. He pats you on the head. How tall are you?
Cav was like 7 foot tall.
No, I mean Deska. I know Cav's like a truck.
5'2".
Yeah, so he's patting your little head as you hug his leg. All right. Get it out of your system. I see you, Chad. I see you.
I gotta go, but you guys.
Yeah.
No.
I like you say early, but it's like 1 minute early before 2 o'clock.
Well, now it's 2 o'clock, so technically it's on time. Give me your MVP vote, Deska. Oh, you did. Okay. And we can do MVP votes here. We can end here. It's fine. And next time we'll pick up the story from this point.
Oh, also, when that
no, there'd be
spell,
Minotaur dick jokes.
just to so I can solidify this as canon, when I resisted that effect from Lazarus, did I know that it was coming from Lazarus?
Oh yeah, well he cast a spell. He chanted and I think you have to touch for it. But
because he whispered to you what he did, so I don't know what he did to me. That's why I don't know if it was vocal or somatic.
I mean, it was hold person. I mean, you could look up the components, but
Touch.
Okay, so you would probably have just cast it, and you would have felt the magic's affecting you. So you knew he cast it on you.
Or I knew at least somebody cast something on me, is what I...
Well, you knew he cast a spell, and then you knew you resisted something. So
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna...
All right, so MVP looks like... Oh, is it a tie? Who am I missing? No, that's right, because we're only 5. So Laz and Arnis, I need a D20 roll.
Well,
I never win.
I voted for Arnis.
I voted for Laz. Oh my god!
Oh, it's
The Gucci gang
tie.
lives on.
Look, come on, that means we both get one, right? I mean, come on.
Sure, you could both get an inspiration point.
I'm saying, we both vote fours, we both vote for each other. Yeah.
They're over there high-fiving each other, and Cav's just like one tear.
No, we're high-fiving and twerking. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, and twerking. Okay.
You guys are weird.
No, we're
You're
odd.
weird.
Thank
That's
you.
true. You are odd. It goes with the aesthetic. But yeah, good job, everyone.
If you can't twerk with your Gucci gang, what are you gonna twerk with?
Yep.
If you can't man twerk, you're not going. You just need to relax. Good man
just-
twerk.
You're just not Gucci if you can't man twerk.
And by the way, every time Laz cooks at camp, that's what it's going to look like on Discord. Him and I are practicing when you guys are asleep.
Laz cooks? Oh, what did you post on Discord?
God.
Oh my god.
Imagine, just think of that as a shield and a sword, not a spatula and a pan.
Well, that's in my brain now.
Yeah, that's now a thing.
And that's Arnis.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
You guys are odd.
All right.
Yep.
I'm proud of us. We didn't die. Good job, everybody.
You know how hard that's to do and meditate? Come on.
Out of curiosity, Lou,
Yep.
when your health goes from no longer halved because the spell he did got rid of my exhaustion, do I immediately go to full health or do I stay at half health because that was the cap at the time?
You're at half, but your max is at full. It doesn't increase.
My max is back to full.
It doesn't increase your current hit points, just your max. So yeah, you'd be basically feel wounded.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Gucci gang and other losers. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, take care, everyone. I'll be taking some notes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone. Have a great
We
week.
had a lot of watchers. We had like 5 people.
They're confused.
Yeah, they're like, what is going on in this?
Don't
D&D
forget to
game?
plug Gucci Gang Raven. Now's your chance.
Yeah,
There you go.
we got Merc at the Gucci Gang store, Gucci for life, all that.
2 for
Watch
1
us.
Gucci rolls.
2 for
50
1
bucks
Gucci
gets
rolls.
you
$50 gets you a dinner roll, apparently.
2. Take care, guys.
Later. Oh, come on. Stupid stuff. Is anyone still here? It's just me. Oh, I guess I still have the Twitch people. Is anyone still watching? Anyone to talk to while I take notes? I think most people who watch these streams are just listening. I'm just curious if anyone from the community is here. Oh, here come the Huskies. Is it the Sharp Rock encampment? Yeah. All right. Well, I hope everyone watching enjoyed. I will be doing another stream tonight around 5:30 in 3.5 hours from now. Usual Siegebreaker game. Hopefully I'll see some of you then. Take care.